this life, all my life. Money on my mind. What's the price? What's sky? She just want my time, but baby, I'll be on. Burn up bands. Late night. What's the price? Chopping, finessing, jugging all my life. Up in the kitchen, gotta whip it right. And I done seen the life before I lived it. Money on my mind. How you gonna shine if you ain't gonna put in time? She just want my time, but baby, I be on my grind. You see these niggas, they ain't real, they in disguise. Late night, what's the price?
Late night, what's the price? If it's more than 10 bands, then them doors get flight. These niggas, they switch up for a price. Take that loyalty right to the heart, they got no price. Gotta keep it on me in my city, it ain't nice. Before I live that life, I already done seen that life. They love you when you down, when you up, it change a nigga mind. Free the gang, they tryna separate us up with time. And I can't give her all my time, it's gon' fuck up my grind. My youngins really on it, they just steady tryna ride. My niggas, they some shooters, ain't scared to let it go on sight. Sitting in the trap, and man, it's been a couple nights. And I'm feeling dirty, but my pockets looking right. I ain't tryna wife her, but she mine just for the night. Lil' bro hit me up like I need the pull for the night. So I let him perk, say don't say a word when you slide.
Late night, what's the price? Chopping, finessing, jugging all my life. Up in the kitchen, gotta whip it right. And I done seen the life before I lived it. Money on my mind. How you gonna shine if you ain't gonna put in time? She just want my time, but baby, I be on my grind. You see these niggas, they ain't real, they in disguise. Late night, what's the price? Cruisers, cruising, 14 on the strip of the Reuben. These times I was just a minor, out of town on toes, my guardian. Never had no time to party and never had no time to follow friends. Let me just run up them bands. Baby, I'm better than all your mans. She went from 5 to 10, met her at 5 and 10, made her start finding them. I deal with 5s and 10s, racking it up, dodging the cuffs, not trying to get knocked again. I took his bitch, took her down south, then gave her back again. Who nipping again? Who out of town again? I got them panicking, they cannot handle it. You don't put in no work, ain't doing no dirt, tell me what's happening. Why is you hanging? Why is you banging? Throwing my cash like Manning. Off the muscle ain't bragging. Walk out the trap, I'm laughing. And I'm doing the dash and shit. I was straight from my half to zip. Get the package and vanish it. I be up on the graveyard shift. Late night trafficking. Late night, what's the price? Chopping, finessing, jugging all my life. Up in the kitchen, gotta whip it right. And I done seen the life before I lived it. Money on my mind. How you gonna shine if you ain't gonna put in time? She just want my time, but baby, I be on my grind. You see these niggas, they ain't real, they in disguise. Late night, what's the price? What's the price?
Welcome to the EdgeStream, the edgiest live show I know. The following show is a satire, and all characters appearing are fictitious in nature. Any resemblance to real persons living or dead are purely coincidental. Narcs are not welcome. Viewer suicide is advised.
I guess they all heard that I'm edgy.
You edgy. You're now tuned in to the edgiest guy I know.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the EdgeStream. Every Tuesday night around 9 p.m., I am here with my co-host for the night, Derek Rants. How you doing, buddy?
What's up, everybody?
Giving the middle fingers to the world. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah.
Fuck the world.
Fuck the world. Fuck the cricket plant that they just installed in London. And apparently it's like the new cricket capital of the world. So London, Ontario is eat the bugs capital of the world. So that's what we'll be talking about tonight. There's a bunch of other funny shit I want to talk about too. See a lot of people in the chat. Rick Freedom, good to see you. Scuffed Loyalist in Darkness. Jordan Matt, Trent Dabbs is saying this music is too trap for edgy. Man, what the fuck, man? I'm urban as fuck, you know. You've heard I'm edgy by Edgy D. You know I tote the strap. You know that I got many guns, you know, and I'm flexing on my ops. You've seen I'm edgy, okay? Don't even go there. Night Watchman, good to see you in the chat. Point Fire. Lil Fringe, OGTFNO. Jeggy Poe. Over in the Entropy chat, we got Al Stern. Good to see you, buddy. Doings, 2020 Vision. Hell yeah. So how are you doing, Derek? You been catching and killing anything lately? No?
Not really. I'm working on like 6 different projects at once. I still have to finish my hunting video. 3 projects with you.
Right. Secret, top secret.
Yeah.
But it won't be soon.
I'm trying to get another interview with a couple other members of the Toronto 18.
Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
So Derek is interviewing all the terrorists. He just wants to get as high up on that watch list as he possibly can.
Well,
I appreciate your hustle.
It's one thing to talk to the guy that, you know, bent to the will of the state, but what about the guy that did time? He's going to have a different story, and he just got out in March. No,
nobody ever asked them for their opinion, right?
Right. So why not talk to these guys, right? There's a few of them. One of them just started his own law practice, and the National Post wrote an article about him questioning if this is morally okay or whatnot, but they ended up giving it to him. So he's practicing law in well, I don't want to give it away on the guy.
Well, who's going to stop him, right?
I've contacted his office to see if we can do an interview. And why wouldn't he tell the truth? He's already done his time, you know? Statute of limitations, am I right? He's paid his price already. They've already convicted him.
Mm-hmm.
So why not say what happened? There's no going back on it now, right?
Maybe if he lets a bit more spill out, he'll get $10 million from the federal government. I don't think he has that much to lose.
That's actually something interesting about that time that I've been looking into. There's a lot of people that were offered these kind of settlements. Like it was in and around that time of Omar Khadr. Well, when Omar Khadr went over to fight, but then went to Guantanamo after killing people, killing allies. Harper actually did pay somebody else out $10.5 million, the same as Omar Khadr.
So why didn't that get as publicized as the Omar Khadr situation?
Right.
Is it because they weren't also trying to prop him up as like a new civil rights hero?
I don't know. I have to look more into it, but it's an interesting look because Harper during that time was actually trying to be able to take people's passports away.
Right.
And even though people were born here, they pledge allegiance to another country or a terrorist state. Well, then you should forfeit your passport. Go live with those assholes, right? And that's what Harper was trying to do. And there's a whole huge case about it. Omar Khadr's brother was going to be deported, and Rocco Galati, constitutional lawyer, actually defended him.
That's a name I haven't heard in a while. Rocco Galati. Is he good, or is he our guy? Do we like him? I'd assume not, because we haven't heard shit from him.
You haven't heard shit, right? Like nothing's come out of it. I think this is the guy who I don't know. He got in front of that vaccine thing and then nothing happened. Maybe that was the whole point. He gets in front of it so nobody else tries.
You know, they're always playing weird games with controlled opposition. You never know what's really going on over there. Even Jordan Peterson is like a consultant for the United Nations. What the hell does that mean?
I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Like,
right?
It's just something that looks cool on his resume, or like his last one talking about trans agenda was actually a pretty good video.
Oh no, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I don't know. It was on my. You know when you just leave YouTube on sometimes, it just plays the next one. I ended up listening to his most recent video. It wasn't bad, I guess. I mean, he's
Well-
not an idiot, that guy.
Well, I feel like he's
without his
not an
problems
idiot
either.
because he knows what will get him in the most trouble. So he's very methodical at what he lets people know and what he doesn't.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
would say about him. Though he's better than most, right? And he's a guy who's fighting for the rights of people who don't want to get vaccinated. So that's a plus.
He's not without his faults, that's for sure.
I'd say he's a net positive, but you can't let that get you complacent, right?
I can't
wonder-
believe he trusted the government to get vaccinated, though. Like, that's kind of a gimme, this one, wasn't it?
Well, I don't think he's as red-pilled as people want to give him credit for. He toes the line, and he probably doesn't want to look outside it because there's so much money and pressure involved coming from all directions on him that he'd rather be ignorant willfully, I would say. Right? I wonder what he'd have to say about the new cricket farms and eating the bugs. I wonder if he has an opinion on that. I know that he had like a kind of freak out because he saw some fat chick in a Sports Illustrated swimsuit, and he was like, "No, not beautiful," on some like fat chick that they put on the cover, and then
he's such an old man that he's used to using a magazine to jerk off. So he went and bought himself a Sports Illustrated, and he's flipping through it, and he was about to climax, and he flipped over, and he's like, "Oh no, no!" God damn it. Why do I have to see this fat chick while I was about to climax? And then he just fucking went off on a Twitter rage.
He just nutted all over her picture and was like, "Oh, now I like this stuff. God damn it.
I've got a new fetish now."
Oh, poor Peterson. Luckily, Michaela came and took out his sticky magazine and gave him a better one because he did come back a couple weeks later, and then he posted a chick on Maxim with some huge tits. And then he was like, "Now that's beautiful. Now that's beautiful."
Look at the gazongas on her.
Old Kermit got his rocks off again.
Attaboy, JP.
And there you go.
Did his wife die?
No, I think she's kind of like scary, though. That she's always just like has some random sickness that is never like fully explained, and she's just like lurking around the shadows. That whole Peterson family is pretty dark. Like Jordan Peterson drank an apple cider and said that it made him incapacitated for like a month, and like instilled total dread through him for weeks. And he said this on Joe Rogan, and nobody really batted an eye when he did that. I'm like, you drank apple cider.
As far as the wife thing goes, I can sympathize with that because my cousin married a woman that ended up with some sort of degenerative disease that they couldn't figure out, and he stayed with her for 20 years until she passed away. Like, and it's really taxing on a person too. So
that could be what's making the Peterson family so unique, but also so spooky. Now, the cricket farms in London.
I think you need to go investigate, dress up, and ask them, listen, are you going to be opening a pod factory next door as well? Because people that eat the bugs are going to want to sleep in the pods.
Right. That's how the meme goes. That's the logical progression of the meme.
We should see if there's a store opening up across the street. We'll sell pods. Or maybe you could get like a street merchant license for a day and just like sell little pods.
How would we build it like that? That is a lot more intensive than the prank
we'll build
the gimmick
like
that I was
Doug's,
thinking of.
Shit house that we built. You know, just an average sized pod for people to live in.
That seems too rustic for the kind of crowd that we're going through. I think we need to get like a tanning bed. A tanning bed, like a fucking a bit older tanning bed. We'll repaint it like pink or something for Pride. We'll put trans flag colors striped across it.
And then sell.
We'll give like a VR TV right on the top of the with their faces facing.
Now you're talking.
And then you could have like a tray of bugs like right above their hip or something, so they could just go and snack on some crickets while they're fucking jerking off to VR porn.
They probably don't want to lift their hand. Like they want to be able to drop the crickets in like a cricket dispenser. It just drops them into your mouth because you're already laying down.
Oh, yeah. See, we're going full Wall-E mode. This is like a Wall-E dystopian future where the
We can
soy
make it
boys
work.
are so weak that their muscle mass can't even reach the cricket. They have to be force-fed crickets.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And you'll have to have a way for the crickets to come out once you're done with them. So you'll need a hole in the pod.
Oh, you'll need a tube. Well, first thing, anal is no longer stigmatized in the not so distant dystopian future, right? Or utopian, depending on how you look at it. So you will have a tube in your ass at all times. That's just a given, right?
Well, you know,
How
that's
thick
the
you want the
Matrix should have been
tube?
done, eh? Instead of getting that thing in the back of
Yeah.
the neck, they should have had one that just went right up his ass, and that's how they got plugged in.
Well, you're talking about the 2023 remake that is in pre-production. So,
That
well, anyways,
would
yeah,
be
you need
fucking hilarious. Eh? Matrix Reloaded, eat the bugs, sleep in the pods.
Oh my goodness. Well, Aspire. We could only aspire. That's the company that has done it. It has 60 workers. Now, you think a cricket plant of this magnitude, I don't know if this is the only one in the world, but it's by far the biggest cricket production that this world has seen so far. It only needs 60 workers, but that's because it's mostly AI technology.
Well,
Now, this
I don't know
integrates.
about you, but have you ever had a fucking chameleon or a bearded dragon or something like that?
Okay.
I
I like where this is
cricket-
going.
I've brought crickets home for them, right? And for the life of me, you can never get all of them inside the cage. There's always one running around your house. What kind of cricket security do you think they have there? Like, is the entire ecosystem going to be fucked up by crickets escaping?
Well, no wonder they only have 60 people there. They have a roaming night watch guard of Komodo dragons just like fucking slumping around and just, covering all the exits.
Wearing little yellow vests and fucking helmets.
Yeah.
You have to get past the lizard concord before you enter the matrix of insects.
Well, it's the
Can
lizard.
you imagine how much cricket shit you'd have to deal with? And what do you do with cricket shit? Do you burn it? Do you just put it down the regular drain? and put it in-
Fertilizer.
Is it good?
Cricket. Dude, cricket shit is the best. I fucking smear it all over my. Oh, man. No, I'm kidding.
Right, like Edgy's got a second channel where he's a fucking botanist. I've been collecting cricket shit for years.
Yeah. I eat the bugs. I eat their shit. I live with the bugs. I let them crawl all over me.
You make facial cream out of the poof, the feces.
Yes, I let them crawl all over my genitals. This is my secret life. You guys didn't know about it. I'm a
It's like
rapper.
selling Amway. He's got the feces face mask. Edgy's feces face mask.
Bro, you're giving me.
Why do you think
you're
his
giving
skin
me
looks
too
so
many
good?
ideas that I don't have time to execute. We got to think of one eat the bugs sketch to do with this cricket plant. Okay, so we've got to we got to keep it somewhat optical. We can't catch like a Ted Kaczynski type. You know what I mean? Unabomber, destroy modern technology kind of charge. We can't be doing that. We can't be catching a Travis Patron type charge. The leader of the Canadian Nationalist Party. Recent news, he was just in court, and it was just explaining how he beat up 2 women. Yeah, he just beat up 2 random women that he offered them a ride home, and they didn't want it. So then he punched one in the face, and then chased the other one and slapped her in the face. And then he dipped.
Wow, Travis is just unraveling, eh?
Yeah, dude. Like, what? Just a quick... Okay, and a shout-outs to the faggot motherfuckers who voted yes on Bill C-11. We're pretty fucked. We were already fucked. I'm more scared of Bill C-36 because they'll shut us up and demote us in the algorithms with Bill C-11. Because we're not Canadian content according to the LG government, the government, the gay ass government that only wants to promote diversity, except for if it's a diversity of opinion or thought, right? So they're gonna demote us, but Bill C-36 will be the nail in our coffin. At that point, we'll have to make up all these codes, and then that guy who just made the the new. Have you heard of Hateopedia?
No.
It's anti-hate's new or like those kind of people's the Holocaust Museum of Canada that got all that funding
That's
in the new
awesome.
budget. They
They
made
got a
a
Hateopedia.
yeah Hateopedia, and guess who is on it?
Oh, I have to
Diagolon.
be.
Oh well,
Like,
you're on it
all
by
of us.
proxy because
Yeah.
Canada.
So okay, what do they got? Like Diagolon, the Thin Blue Line.
No, they only
Canada
have
First.
Diagolon in Canada First.
Is that it?
Yeah, it's pretty fucked, man. So yeah, it's
That's
just
awesome.
we'll take a short side quest. You got to see this shit because they're trying to build off of this.
Well, they had a
is-
few hate atlases. Like Morgan Ogre out in BC, the head of the provincial NDP party, was having a hate atlas as well.
Well, hate maps, atlases, hate compasses. I don't know. Hate-topias. I'm giving them ideas, okay? So was it contemporary Canadian hate groups? There's only like 4 or 5. All right, I got that.
Well, why don't we make a site that talks about groups that support grooming?
I mean, that's pretty good. Okay, so I think they have more now.
Diagolon.
Yeah, so out of the 5, we have Canadian Nationalist Party, the guy that I was talking about who beats women in his spare time because they don't take a ride home from him. Like,
So,
that's not even like you got an argument with your wife and then you may have like pushed
All right,
each other
but
or something.
It's not. I
That's
don't
like-
agree with what the guy says, but I mean, at least give him the like. What's
At
the
least he
actual
put
story, you know
women
what I
in their
mean?
place, right,
God.
Derek?
No, but like,
I'm kidding, I'm
What
joking.
actually happened? Like, people go through these things. Like, you hear about them all the time, and you always hear the worst possible version, right?
Yeah. Well, either way, I don't really know anything or care about him. I just thought it was funny because I was reading that article and it was like, yo, and then he went back in to the like the front door where they were hiding, and then he went and slapped the other chick. What the fuck? This
What
guy's
the
on
fuck?
some neck shit. And I'm
Probably
just
hired a
picturing
couple-
him in his
Probably
cowboy hat doing that.
hired a couple of hookers, and they didn't do what he wanted. So now
Apparently they were teachers by profession.
what are you doing, Travis? Just out slapping up teachers?
Right. I know that who hasn't slapped a hooker in their time. I get what you're saying now, Derek. I get where you're coming from. But no, these were respectable people of society. These were not part of the LGBTSW crew, the sex worker that they put on the end of the alphabet agency there. But yeah, Canada First Groiper, the Hammerskins. That sounds scary. I don't know who they are.
The Hammerskins?
Yeah,
That sounds like a fake
Like-
name. The Hammerskins.
I think they're like real skinheads. Like,
The Hammerskins. It sounds like Magic Mike traveling strippers or something. We're the Hammerskins.
I mean, that would be a pretty good name. Fucking Hammerskin for a porno.
Right? Like,
John Hammerskin. Yo, John Hammer. So Edgy Hammerskin. Nothing to do with the hate group. That's my new porn name. Any
That's pretty
lucky
dope.
ladies wanna donate their bodies to science? Let's go.
Lemieux, is that the one Trache was part of?
I don't know. Well, they probably added him in. I don't see how that's relevant or he's relevant, but
Canadian National Alliance. What's that one with the cross and the sun? Nationalist Party of Canada?
I've never even heard of that. These are new. Of course, we get the best one. Diagolon Network refers to a network of Canadian far-right activists formed around a collective of anti-Semitic streamers. Is that what defines us? Really?
Apparently.
Apparently,
That's
this is proof of Jewish supremacy right here. Because why is that the most important thing? I'm also Islamophobic.
Right? We hate everybody equally.
I'm also pro-white. I don't hate anyone. I'm just fucking. I am that all these things according to them, but that's a pretty low bar, you know. Anyways, they give the lore something countrywide accelerationist network. That word practically
Accelerationist.
means nothing at this point, so it's like whatever.
Accelerationists. Yep, we're trying to hurry up the government's agenda.
Hurry up! Hurry! Come on, go faster.
Come on, hurry. Hurry.
I'm waiting.
Come on.
Anyways, I just wanted to show you that because I thought you knew. I thought you knew you were on Hatepedia. Bro, you didn't know you were on Hatepedia?
I'll have to call my dad and let him know. I made
Yeah.
the big time.
Right. Well, we have who's Ellis Dawn. Is Ellis Dawn have something to do with this cricket? It's a gay construction services company?
They're gay crickets.
Dude, they're putting chemicals in the factory to make the freaking crickets gay.
They're making the crickets gay.
They gotta make them reproduce though, so that doesn't make any sense. They're really
soy
pushing
to the crickets, and they actually add those chemicals to the crickets to make us trans. I wouldn't be surprised if that's real. Like,
well, the
maybe
phytoestrogens
insects-
it gets compiled with everything that they eat because they're gonna be giving the gay crickets to all the animals. So even if you do eat meat, if that feed is going to your meat, you're gonna be gay too. You're gonna be sucking cock.
Gay by proxy.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
It's over, boys.
That's it. Just get used to it.
I'm gonna put a bullet in my head before that happens.
Right? You can build 1,000 bridges and suck one cock. You're not known as a bridge builder.
What are you known as then, Derek?
I think you can deduce the rest.
You're a victim of crickets, okay?
A victim of crickets. Alex Jones warned us.
Yes.
Starts with the frogs. And I think crickets could also be, insects in general could also be a easier vessel to transport diseases and stuff towards us.
That is an interesting, swarms of locusts. Is this not biblical? Do they not talk about this in the Old Testament? That they're going to send swarms of locusts unless you paint like a red X against your house or something? Passover? I don't know. I'm just making things up.
Is that what gay crickets turn into? They turn into locusts?
Well, when we're talking about big insect and all their deep, dark, dirty tricks, we are dealing with big insect tonight. Today it's crickets. Tomorrow it's grasshoppers. It's going to be maggots and larvae, as you're going to see tonight. Around 4 billion crickets will soon be transferred to the facility. With food costs rising worldwide, the company hopes more consumers will purchase crickets as a cheap source of protein. So that's what we have to look forward to in the future.
I think
I live in London.
It big entomology.
Big entomology?
Yeah, anthropology. Entomology. That's what it is.
It doesn't have the same. I like big insect. It's got to be
big
something
insect.
easy.
I don't know.
Big bug.
Big
bugs.
hopper?
Big
Jiminy.
Jiminy cricket. Well, it's not only crickets, man. Okay, so you know Canuck Law, right? You know her. You've interviewed her. She's a fucking genius with her shit.
She's great.
She does not get the credit that she deserves.
No.
And she went and she raked through the muck on all these grants that have been going around. So in 2017, there was a thing called a supercluster where they decided through the next 5 years or so, we're going to contribute around $1 billion of taxpayers' money into, alternative sources of protein, essentially. And this is where it's been going to. We have
big bug. I like it. This is big buggery, is what it is.
Big buggery. Okay, yeah. There's a couple of different ways you could say. Tomato. I get what you're saying. So yeah.
Wow. So they're giving out loans to make this shit.
$8.5 million for this to specifically Aspire, which is this company that made this facility in London, Ontario. Oh, by the way, what's the cricket sketch going to be? I believe I'm just going to go there and troll them, pretend to be a soy boy, buy a bunch of crickets, have a cricket mukbang, and then do something edgy.
I think you need
Imply
to buy
that
some bearded dragons and chameleons and let them go in the plant and just see how big they can get. Maybe they'll be like radioactive insects, and they'll end up being I don't know. You'll end up with a Spider-Man villain out of one of the lizards.
we have options. We'll just say that.
I don't know. I think it'd be pay to be a fucking bug farmer right now. Look at these loans they're giving out.
No
You
shit,
just defunct
dude.
on your lane and claim bankruptcy, write a bunch of microloans, and embezzle a bunch of money.
Well, with food shortages being predicted in the near future, it's interesting to see what exactly is being used to fill the void. Will more production plants be built, or will new alternatives become available for the peons? Not only is Eat the Bugs, Bigot, the name of the stream, more than just a meme, it seems that Canadian tax dollars are being used to subsidize these ideas. Here's some recent grants from the federal government. So this is our first article about it. And you have all these like 50,000, 60, 30,000, protein snacks with cricket flour, cricket rearing collection transformation. And she has made an updated version where there's even more of these. It's like double the size of that. This is what went into that budget in 2017. 173 million in digital technology and protein industries. And it seems that they're not spending it on natural farming or anything of that sort. It's all basically just these alternative soy-based or plant-based products and insects.
How ridiculous is it that they're trying to tell us that it's because of cow farts we got to fucking stop eating it? Do you know how stupid that sounds? What about human farts?
Well,
Right?
cow
What about
farts have methane, and that
So
means
does
that the
ours.
thing that has been around for billions of years and has survived ice ages and things beyond what we could imagine within our time span as a human species. No, it's cows farting that is going to do us in. It's
It's so
white,
ridiculous.
specifically European countries' pollutions, not China, not India. It's our
Oh, they're
pollution
cold
and our
burning, it's
kids
fine.
that we're having.
Cow farts. It's so fucking dumb. You know what? They get away with saying anything to us. It doesn't matter what it is. You may not be sick. You're asymptomatic.
It's crazy, man. Have you heard of the sub variant?
The subvariant?
It's the new word. I just saw that for the first time and I was like, "What? Is that a new word that has to enter our lexicon now?"
Subvariant.
I
Tell
saw
me
it
about
in
the subvariant.
I don't know what it is. I saw it in an article and I didn't want to look further into it because I didn't want to hurt my brain. But Canada is seeing rise in COVID-19 subvariants. Could this lead to a summer surge? A fucking subvariant. What is the difference between a variant or a subvariant?
I think Justin Bieber got the subvariant. Just wakes up with face paralysis. Unless
Yeah,
the guy's
that-
been.
I guess they needed a new explanation for what he was going through, so they made one up. And they're going to try to ease
Why don't
into
you just say it? He was blasting rockets with his girlfriend all night. Like, they're out there snorting the snow.
that. Banging 7-gram rocks with Charlie Sheen.
Might be happening.
I mean,
Charlie Sheen. That guy owned the most expensive crack house in the world.
and the most expensive whorehouse. You got to give credit where credit's due.
Yeah, guy partied. Is he still alive?
Yes, he is. He has AIDS, but like we all know that AIDS isn't that bad of a thing if you don't keep getting sodomized and doing more methamphetamine while you're doing it.
Did you know Charlie Sheen raped Corey Haim?
Yes, I didn't know that actually.
Yeah.
This conversation is getting derailed, but hell yeah, fucking hashtag Pizzagate. Yeah, all these child
Pizzagate. I don't
actors
know
are fucked.
more about what was it? Oh, what was the guy's name? Hoff?
Who?
It's the Soda Pop Kids.
Okay, now you're talking out of my
Alfie.
league.
Alfie
Alf?
Hoffman had a club called the Soda Pop Kids, and it was with like Corey Haim and Corey Feldman, Carlton from fucking Fresh Prince. That other dude that played Rudy and
Oh shit,
Samwell.
I've Carlton here. Maybe he could tell us. Dancing in the top right corner. Maybe he could tell us what the fuck happened
Yeah,
there.
tell us about Alfie's Soda Pop Kids. Oh, and Alyssa Milano. They were all
Well,
part
that
of
doesn't
Alfie's
surprise
Soda
me.
Pop Kids.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm sure there's tons of crazy MK Ultra, rape things that they have going on there in Hollywood. Anyways, yeah, it looks like there's not that much funding or super clusters given to normal, natural farming and raising animals for food, and feeding them and anything traditional. They don't have super clusters or funding for because they're funding the super clusters now, which means all the different industries combined into one, which is, automation, mostly just automation and different kind of technological.
Well, nobody cares about bugs. They don't have feelings, so they can automate the process of making the burgers out of them a lot more relentless, I guess.
Very true, very true. I wonder if PETA will get involved and they'll start smearing blood and whipping their tits out for crickets.
Well, what would they be
Will
called?
they?
Petty? Not
Pet-
PETA, they'd be called petty. Like nobody fights for the rights of
Oh,
insects.
Right, that's true.
Well,
Yeah, that's a good call. Where are all the pro insect activists?
We're Spider-Man when you need him. Or
So-
I guess it'd be Cricket Man.
Cricket Man, that would be a good. I would watch fucking Cricket Man. He
That
has
would
just.
be terrible. What does he do? Just fucking rub his legs together really
It would be
loud?
really fucking funny. Okay.
He just lays on his back.
Crickets
Rub
are
his
weird. They're
legs
not
together.
like they're not as they don't have as interesting lore as praying mantises, where they cut off the female's head or the female cuts off the guy's head after fucking him. It's just kind of just a meh insect, right?
I had a video of a praying mantis eating a cricket. It's pretty dope. Like he eats it while it's still alive. It's kind of those things are not from this earth.
They are fucked, man. But that's not what we're gonna be eating. Not yet.
I want to eat
Now-
praying mantises. We need a praying mantis farm.
I think that's
Not-
going to be a luxury in the future. The praying
Think?
mantis is going to be the luxury. Crickets will be, the peon, new MRE, the new sludge that they feed you in a tube, pounding down your throat while you're in your new cuck pod.
So you just get your praying mantis panini.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, if you're of a higher class, the elites like George Soros and all those guys, they'll be eating steaks or whatever. George Soros will be on his 7th, 8th heart transplant, and he'll still be eating steaks.
They'll straight up just be eating our kids at that point.
That's
Like,
true.
You'll be able
Yeah.
to sell your kids like they could in Weimar Republic.
Well, they're gonna convince you to sell your kids for climate change, so probably.
How much do you think you can get for like a 364-month-old kid?
Are you looking to sell your own children, Derek?
Well, I mean, they're in their 20s, but they're still mine.
That's true. I don't know. Are you going by white Sharia Islamic ownership, or what? I don't know how to quantify that.
I made her. It's mine.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I gotta take a piss really quickly. Do you want to antagonize my chat and possibly get me booted off YouTube?
Certainly.
While ago, I would play a song, but there's just nothing appropriate right now. I'll just let you antagonize my chat. All right. I'll be
Yeah,
right
no
back.
worries. See what kind of trouble we can get into here. Stewie's in the house. Trent Dabs. Tish. Trish. Jordan. Bugs have feelings. How do you know they have feelings? You've been magnifying them, putting glass on its ass or salt or slugs. It's not very nice. You're just out there torturing bugs. Hope yours won't be too old to sell. Hey, Becky. No, I think you have the right to sell your children no matter how old they are. Craig Blackmer's in the house. Night Watchman. Do vegans eat the bugs? Probably not. Right? I mean, by their own standard, they shouldn't even be eating plants. Right? Plants have feelings too. You can play music for plants and they feel better. My weed plants are actually really starting to take off right now. Very strong. Gang, short and long. Yeah, sorry I didn't get to address your super chat there during the Moonbin interview. But should be interesting. We're gonna try and get the guy who went to jail for fucking supposed to be there for 18 years. He ended up doing 10. We're gonna try and get him on. Let's see how he remembers things. Do a sketch of the bug factory. We've got too many ideas and sketches going out there as it is right now. We're trying to nail one down and get some work done on it, and it's like herding cats, to be honest with you. Trying to work with everybody's strengths too. Like I'm doing the writing and acting. Edgy's trying to do the editing. We're getting Greg to do some voiceover work, and yeah, we're getting to it.
So I got
a lot of work this summer.
So I got a text from CSIS saying something about a pipe bomb filled with crickets. Is this true, Derek?
Why would they call you about it?
Well, I was just seeing if you incited violence while I was gone.
No, it had nothing to do with crickets.
Okay,
no, I was telling them that I'm trying to get a hold of the guy's name is Sad Gaya. What a terrible name! Like your parents didn't think that went through.
You're just sad gay?
Just a sad gay. But Sad Gaya, and he has his own law practice, so we'll try and talk to him. And then there's also another couple of dudes that did their time. So yeah,
that'll be interesting. Yeah. Just interview all the informants and try to get some.
No, these guys did their time.
Yeah, they're the ones who did their time. Yeah. Interview the informants and then interview the actual terrorists who did their time and see if all the stories conflict. See how far they were entrapped into it, right?
See how much was their own. Because I looked at their age of the one guy. It looked like he was a fucking minor.
Well, Omar Khadr was a minor, so.
Yeah.
When he first got into that shit. But anyways, big bug. So Nakia is big bug, big insect. I don't know what it means. NACIA though. But that is like the coalition of all these different companies that are involved with big buggery. I mean, fucking you up the ass by making you eat bugs, essentially.
So garbage.
The World Economic Forum has some stuff about eating bugs so you could reduce climate change, of course. Now, they were talking about these things years ago, and we laughed it off like, oh, yeah, that sounds interesting. But now it's going to become mandatory, right? And in this video, apparently, interestingly, they cite the corona pandemic and conflict in Ukraine as reasons to accelerate. So who's the real accelerationist now? Really? They start a war in Ukraine and Russia, and yet we're the violent accelerationists.
I'm 100% against any war. It's pointless. Like,
of course, Stephen Harper was involved in pushing this through in the beginning, but ultimately because it's part of the greater UN Agenda 2030. All this stuff is right in line with the goals of Agenda 2030 and hunger and ensure access by all people. And of course it sounds benevolent, but then when you get down to it and you see how all these things are funded and who's doing it and how their different goals align with each other, it doesn't take a genius to see what's going on.
I was just actually looking for that other settlement. Sorry, it's off topic from what you were saying there.
It's all good, man. But all the meat plants that are
I won't find that.
getting burnt down in fires, and all the cattle
Well,
that
did
is
you
just
see
randomly
that
dying.
there was goats that died this time around? 5,000 goats that died.
No,
The
what
same
the
as
fuck?
the cattle. Yep. Yeah, unexplained deaths. It's not a fucking UFO coming by. Maybe it is a UFO.
Well,
Some
they say it's
Bill
because of
Gates
heat.
UFO.
They say it's because of extreme heat or whatever, but
No.
how often do you just see fields full of cows all standing beside each other, just dead? And why just the cows?
No, there's always a reason for it. You can find something.
Well, yeah. They'll say it's because of heat, but then when you look at this too, it shows, especially in in southern states, this is just throughout the last year. It says 98 plants have been destroyed or severely damaged by accidental fires, disease, or general causes. I don't know. This does not sound normal to me. 5 million chickens gone. 280,000 chickens, turkeys. It's just endless here. This does not seem normal, right? Of course, when you see something like all this dead cattle here, Mark Friesen has a good take. Because cattle have never dealt with heat before, the only livestock perish? Come on.
No, they don't all die. You know what I mean? There's something in common that killed them all, whether it be their food supply, their water, poisoning the well. But yeah, take a look at goats as well. Do a quick search for that.
Goat death?
Yeah.
Philip's not going to be happy.
Or maybe it was sheep. Huh.
Just mourning a goat. Mass goat death?
Yeah. Huh. Well, it was besides cattle, it was something else that they wiped out. Not chickens, another livestock. So it was either sheep or goats.
A goat killed thousands of Muslims in North Nigeria?
Philip,
What the fuck, Philip?
my God. How come nobody talks about the great goat genocide of Africa?
Oh, no, they're trying to keep it under wraps, man.
Lee's
But,
saying it's sheep that died.
This is going to be your future, okay, Derek? I want you to
What's
get
my
used to
future?
this.
Sassamer? No. Okay, I can't stand the way that this chick whispers.
You don't want to be part of the ASMR fried grasshopper mukbang?
Creeps me the fuck out.
What creeps you out more, her eating the grasshoppers or her whispering?
The whispering.
Really?
Yeah.
That makes
Yeah.
me feel loved and like somebody is giving me personal attention.
No, because when she's whispering
Come on.
in your ear, she has a fucking insect leg stuck in between her teeth.
Yeah, but the sound is supposed to be nice. Like it's
Think about
gives
that.
you
When
triggers and tingles. That's the point of ASMR.
And you go to the market, any market.
What the fuck? That's not right. Okay, we're evolved past this. We can keep livestock in better nutrition. See that?
it at
She's
least
got a leg
roasted?
stuck in her fucking teeth. When she whispers in her ear, you can feel that tingle in your ear. That's one of the legs off that fucking thing.
Oh, get it. You see that? Hear that snap there?
Why are you
Let's
doing this
see
to me?
That's gonna be your new wife,
Doesn't really eat.
and these will be your new children, and you will eat them. You will eat the bugs, Derek.
No, this is bothering me.
Are you gonna have a? Are you gonna do a cricket mukbang with me next time you come up to London?
I'll make you eat them.
Okay.
Tell
fair
you
enough.
what. How about we have our boxing match? Loser eats crickets. Loser has to go to the cricket factory and ask for a fucking buffet.
Now I like this. The stakes have been raised.
Huh?
This is good. This is good. I am down to fight you. I think we should have some kind of a date set, and then it gives us like a couple months to train, however much you want to train, and somebody
Okay,
at least roughing
least
it so that
July-
we don't kill each other.
We're
And somebody
filming
actually wins.
Second week of July, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Tofu TV, Pete. You want to come up? You can play one of the characters. Actually, You won't have to do much, but it'll be fun. Can't tell you what it is.
Let's see, people saying in the chat, I will never eat the bugs. Oh, we got 71 viewers now. Holy shit, on YouTube alone. And on Entropy, we got some people. And they are all gagging over the fucking bugs. I don't know what you're gagging about. This is your future.
That's it. Just get used to it now. Eat the fucking bugs.
Yeah, man.
Ugh.
Now, they do say that it is 10 times more convenient to have or something. I don't know the exact metrics, but it's way more convenient, the protein that's in cricket specifically. But are you getting the other nutrients, like the fat that is in meat, that, like, this is what we evolved to eat that made our brains grow to the size and brought us from being monkeys. What?
They still have poop in them.
The crickets?
Yeah.
Well, of course.
So you're eating part of their poop as well.
Well, the poop is part of the cricket factories. They turn into fertilizer or whatever.
I'm just saying, when you kill a chicken, you gut it.
Right.
When you kill something else, you gut it. You're eating poop. Insect poop. At that. That's not good for you.
So you're an insect eater and you're a shit eater.
There's no medical books in history that tell you to eat insect poop.
Well, I know that
no.
Eating meat has a lot more nutrients in the fat within it. It's not just the protein. They're only focusing on the protein. Think about monkeys and how we evolved from monkeys, if you believe in that. Probably from eating meat and from being able to hunt and forage and all that shit. That's how we got our brains to grow to the size that they are. Monkeys eat bugs off of each other. That's why they're still monkeys, okay?
Oh, there you go. That's a good way to look at it.
Right.
Yeah, it is said that there was the proteins from meat that did make our brains expand the way they were, right? If you believe that theory.
Yeah, of course, we all know that the Earth was invented, was it 4,000 years ago by God? And he did it in 7 days?
Something like that.
And the woman fucked it all up? Fucking stupid woman had to eat that apple.
Every single time.
Fucking whore.
Fucking Smurfette.
Speaking of women, I think we've covered the destruction of meat as a thing that we eat, and how they're going to make us peons eat bugs. They're soy-based and plant-based food is going to be the main thing. And then they're also trying to push in crickets, to expand their Overton window of what is acceptable. But
I don't care what, if they buy crickets, I'll raise sparrows. Like I'll eat pigeons. I'll feed the crickets to the pigeons and eat the pigeon. Like, that's actual meat.
It makes me think that they're trying to create a new biosphere of food that is safely ingestible, and it makes me think of how they put pesticides all over our food and whatnot, and then they have to add more things to make it less poisonous after they keep on adding stuff that was previously poisonous. So they're creating a whole synthetic environment, and part of this cricket thing, or this eat the bugs thing, is they're adding a new layer, a new element onto this synthetic environment. So it's going to cause problems in ways that we cannot even foresee yet, right? You think about how the proteins are unfolding or whatever after you get the jab, and then it's causing all these problems that lead to blood clots and crap that happens in the brain.
Think crickets are going to counteract that?
No, I think crickets are probably going to cause some huge deficiency in your diet. And
well, what if they raise our IQ levels like the Asians?
Asians do eat dogs, cats, and bugs. So this is an Asian chick eating the fucking grasshoppers right now. So I think eating bugs,
poor Ozzy,
it might make your mathematical IQ higher, but it will not make your verbal IQ or your freedom IQ. And freedom IQ is really important, Even the most greasy redneck in America, you know, who totes a shotgun. Even he understands these basic concepts. So in a way, he is smarter than the most bookworm, mathematical Asian who still is a victim of communism over there in communist China.
Well, sir, listen to your racist.
Well, no, I'm just I'm just analyzing it how it is, okay? This is what
That's how
we
I
do
see
here
it.
at Edgy D TV, you know. Asians equal math, white people equals freedom.
Freedom.
Shit.
I'm wearing a Japanese baseball shirt right now, as a matter of fact. You see
A
that?
Japanese baseball shirt.
Yeah, the Swallows.
The Swallows? Is it because they fucking swallow the jizz of the black guys that dunk on them because they're like
You don't dunk
5
in
feet tall? Oh, sorry. Wait, Japanese are good at baseball. I was
Right.
thinking basketball for some reason.
They're awesome at fucking baseball.
Yeah. I don't know,
That's a
maybe because
Swallows
it's
jersey.
very technical and it's like, it's kind of like golf. I'm surprised that the Japanese are not good at golf, right?
How do you know they're not?
Well, maybe
just
they
don't let
are.
them play in our league because they're so good.
Right. Yeah, maybe we've expelled the Japanese and it's just like a dark secret that the golf world is still hiding because Japanese don't care about racism and they're not going to insert themselves. You know?
Maybe that's where we built most of the internment camps in World War II. We put all the Japanese people on golf courses. And they just have a
You know, you
fear.
might just be speaking too many facts and our stream is going to get shut down for this revisionist history.
Japanese are funny. I work for a Japanese company, and they have no problem being openly racist.
Well, their country doesn't allow anybody in as a citizen that is not them, and I think that's fucking epic because now they could stay homogeneous and they could keep who they are as a people.
They openly talk about how much they should pay different races in the boardroom.
On how much they pay different races.
And
Now,
who they
I don't
wanna hire.
necessarily agree with that. I think there's a nice thing about white people in that they invite other people into their countries.
Okay,
and
maybe I just said that a little too bluntly, but they on their hiring practices, they actively made a chart like, okay, how can we get away with paying only so much and still having a good product? And they talked about the different races and which ones they would hire. There's still a good mix there, don't get me wrong, but I'll say
it's very scientific.
They're not going to hire one anymore. There's one race they're not going to hire anymore.
Yeah, I could probably guess that.
It's funny, right?
It's not, trust the science, okay? Trust the science. You know, I wouldn't not hire them just based on their race, but I'm definitely not going to force myself to hire them even though their qualifications are lower. And that's literally what's happening on the most massive scale across all European-based countries, including North America. So it's one of the reasons why we're fucked.
Yeah,
But
nope.
have you seen this, man? You're gonna shit yourself. You've probably already seen this, but
What's that?
Karima Sad. What's her name? Karima Sad.
I don't know. I like to think that the apostrophe is a click.
Sack.
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 Like a sack.
You're making it very. I like Karima Saeed because it makes it sound more,
Saeed.
Arabic or something.
I don't know. I don't know actually where her ancestry hails from. So I just like making fun of people, and that's fair game. If you got a fucking punctuation in your fucking name, like that's
a click. That's a click to Derek. Okay.
Right. That's a click to me. Sack.
Fair enough. You can't expect a white man to know this shit, man. I'm the simple as simple does, you know.
That's a click.
Yeah, that's a click. Apostrophe, that's a click.
That's click.
So, have you seen this video of her getting assaulted by a manlet? She gets assaulted. Her and her cameraman get attacked by an absolute raging manlet. It is the best thing I've seen in a long time. She's gone absolutely viral because a manlet attacked her.
She's not hurt, is she?
No, she's not. Of course she's not hurt. Like, it's a manlet. But it's fucking awesome, man. So this is her her post. Urgent. The short guy assaulted me. The short guy just assaulted both me and my cameraman in Kensington Market. So the short guy. She's already discriminating. Let's put that on the record. He grabbed my scooter and repeatedly threw it to the ground. A man in a cowboy hat intervened. My scooter was stolen in the kerfuffle. Has anyone seen my scooter in the College Spadina area? And no, just watch this video. There's so much to fucking look at here.
Hey, you're on the opposite side. You gotta do it.
Oh,
Yo,
what are you doing?
no, he just goes off, man.
What are you doing?
What is it, huh? So what is it, huh?
So what is it?
All right.
Yo, he roughs him up. Yo, so then she goes
Well,
on
that
to
was
say,
unnecessary, but I guess that guy's probably going to be charged, isn't he? His face
oh,
was
oh
right
yeah,
on there.
dude, like they've been trying to dox him. This is like the new Twitter witch hunt. So earlier, the same two men did a full loop through and around Bellevue Park to taunt me, yelling freedom and inviting me to perform fellatio. Well, did you accept the offer? Okay, she left some parts of the story.
That's neither here nor there.
But they appear to be fans of Mr. Real Freedom, so she's trying to pin this on Josh Bigger, the roofer, the based roofer, Mr. Freedom, because one guy, the other guy who didn't attack her, said, "Shout out Mr. Freedom."
Well, that doesn't make anybody look good, does it?
Yeah, but you can't blame that. Did Mr. Freedom say, "Hey, Mr. Manlet, go and attack Karima Saheed with a beer"? And then
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't wish for her to get attacked. Do you know what I mean?
Of course
But,
not. No, I don't. I disavow this kind of violence. I don't wish for her to be attacked, but that was pretty fucking incredible. The short man
Can we
was
watch it again?
Yes. Okay. Hold on. I just want to read the rest of her comments. The short man was extremely violent. I wasn't able to get footage of him grabbing my scooter and power bombing it into the sidewalk directly in front of me. He was using it as a weapon. Someone else took off with it. Her scooter got robbed by a third party. Yeah. But is it her scooter, or is this like doesn't Toronto have like weird scooters that you could take and just rip around with, or is it her scooter? Because it'll feel a bit worse if it's her scooter. Well, I guess it is her scooter if she's asking for it.
I don't
You
know.
know,
Do you think?
Is this chick the town scooter?
Town scooter? Is it a setup? Is
No,
it
I'm
just,
not. Okay.
Or are these
Well,
guys actually Mr.
no.
Freedom watchers? Because that seems a bit weird.
No, this is like the Chris Sky crowd for sure. That guy was a Chris Sky-ite.
Chris Skyite.
Ite and a Chris Sky height. Reminder that I...
Did you watch his most recent? Well, we'll get to that in a second, but let's
Okay.
watch this one again.
Reminder that I'm nothing apart from a private citizen who has 35,000 followers or whatever on Twitter, and I just antagonized the Freedom Convoy for like over a month, trying to get bad footage of anyone who I can make look silly. So let's keep that into context here. Though that does not deserve violence, so I'm against the violence. However, I'm allowed to laugh at something if I think it's fucking funny and makes me laugh uncontrollably.
Yeah, by all means, laugh. Nobody got hurt. You know what I mean? So fucking.
Even
What
if
do you
people got
expect?
hurt, I could still laugh at it.
This is gonna happen. It's gonna happen to people. It happened to people on the right forever. When they would try to interview certain people, they get attacked.
The price of being a woman with opinions. Okay, so she's definitely
God.
going. She's definitely going.
Did she play the race card yet?
No, surprisingly not. So she's a woman with opinions, and she didn't get the power bombing of her scooter on footage, but somebody else did. You gotta love the internet.
Power bombing of her scooter, you said?
Yeah, this dude fucking power bombed her scooter. So there it is in the distance there. You could see it.
Whose video is this?
I think it's CCTV camera.
Awesome.
So this is where it left off. Basically, you see him over there. It's the really small, the tiny
Yeah.
dot on the screen, right? And then he goes, pushes the cameraman twice his height, power bombs the scooter. Holy shit! Does it again. No, he throws the scooter at them, pushes them, punched
you need
him.
to put Jim Ross and the King narrating this. Oh my God, he picked it up and smashed it down.
He smashed it.
Randy Orton.
Double kill, triple kill, overkill. Sorry, I'm not a wrestling guy. I'm more of a Halo guy. So.
Oh, I see.
I did what I could there. But basically, let's watch the original, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know what my take is on this? I'll let it happen. You know why? Because she says she's a woman, and this is what it's like being a woman in, what did she say? A woman doing politics, or like...
She'll blame
the price of being
a
woman with opinions. Well, what about a manlet with opinions? You know, every little thing about this is just people making fun of him for being so short. So, there's a thing though. If a short man attacks you, it's kind of funny. You know, I think people want a short guy to attack them, because then they could have a reason to easily beat somebody up and be like, "Oh, I just saved the day," right?
But he didn't. He didn't beat up. Let's see it again. Let's watch her again.
Okay, yeah.
Hey, you're on the opposite side.
And this is also the urban crowd, you know? So she's been antagonizing the rednecks, essentially. And the rednecks, or the Freedom Convoy hippies, are generally really nice people. And most people are just normal people, right? She's trying to go after, like, the Q-type people, too. Now she's in Toronto. There's some urban people who are done with their shit, and, like, this guy's kind of gangsta, you know?
What? What is it, huh? So what is it, huh?
What is it? Yo, man, let's fucking rise. Let's go. Sorry.
What? I don't know, but why? Like, why is he getting angry?
I have no idea. I'm just kidding.
He lost his shit.
But I like how he doesn't skip a beat there. Like, it's literally just... He doesn't hesitate for a second. It goes from the beer throwing to hopping over whatever that was.
He didn't hesitate from grabbing his crotch a couple of times?
Yeah.
What?
This looks like the kind of people that I went to school with who would jump people for no reason.
Well, it's kind of stupid
I went
on
to
her
school.
part. She just said that you're yelling at people across the park, and you thought it was a good idea to approach the people that are yelling profanities at you?
Well, I think she's probably ripping around on her scooter trying to get footage with her cameraman. Hence why she has a cameraman, and like she's going on this stroll to get footage.
As soon as this happens, she's sitting there going, "Oh, this is awesome."
I don't know what goes through their head. Once again, I'm just kidding about this manlet stuff, except for, yes, manlets rise. Let's fucking take over the world. If you're above 5'7", you don't qualify. So I'm doing the cutoff over where I'm at right now.
Let's watch him grab his pants again.
So what is it, huh? Get out of here.
Grabbed his dick a couple times. What is it?
But the thing is, he's not going to get away with this. And he got doxxed by the whole internet, so this is his dox.
You're going to dox him too now?
Yeah, sure, why not? I'm gonna fuck.
No need.
Right.
Leave the guy be if nobody got hurt.
Okay, yeah, fine. Fuck it. Well, I'm not gonna add.
Why
to it.
did the bright roofer or whatever it is, he doxed him?
No,
Josh
well, this is the thing. This is also why I want to share it. Yeah, I'm gonna show it because now the leftists are trying to pin it on Mr. Freedom because it doesn't suffice that that this guy gets held responsible for his own actions. They're gonna try to blame it on Mr. Freedom because the other guy yelled, "Shout out, Mr. Freedom." And you know that her and Karima and Mr. Freedom have been like having an online beef where they're going at each other in like a tongue-in-cheek kind of fun way, right?
Yeah, but what if he yelled Mel Gibson while he threw the beer at her? Like,
Yeah,
does that make
then
it
they
his fault?
well, are they really gonna take shots at at Mel at Braveheart?
Sure they will. Well, okay,
Oh, I'm
bad
sure they
example.
will.
What if they yelled Air Jordan? Like, is it
Oh,
his
they're
fault
not gonna
then?
go after Michael Jordan, of course not.
No, he yelled Mr. Freedom. Maybe bad comparisons. I'm just saying. You know, he threw a fucking McDonald's hamburger at you. Do you sue McDonald's?
These are the questions that need to be asked, but they only want to blame the people that they want to target. So it is what it is.
What does Josh have to say about it? Did he say anything?
No, it's this guy. This video isn't working though, so fuck it.
You're gonna watch her get attacked again?
Yeah, one more time.
One more time. She's got a raincoat on. It's like she was ready for it. Right?
So she was ready to take the beer.
So what is it, huh? Get out of here.
So I went to school in Caledon East, and then half of the people there were from Bolton, and there was a subset, like Bolton is full of Italian and Portuguese people, right?
Okay.
And there's a subset of them that look exactly like that guy and act like that guy. Italians who have appropriated like gangsta culture. And that's exactly how they would act in that kind of situation. So I just found it hilarious.
Do you think that's where he's from? Bolton?
Maybe, originally. Have you heard of, well, we all know about James Topp, right?
Yeah.
Going across the country for a great cause, rucksacking however many pounds on his back, and just
Topster.
trucking through. The Toppinator,
Yeah.
right? Well, you know how they're not going to portray him in the media, in the mainstream media. They're not going to cover him at all, really.
No, I've already figured the way around this. When he sets up his stand and he plants himself there for 2 weeks or however long until he gets noticed, he needs to start selling sloppy joes, right?
Right.
Right. So you donate $5 and you get sloppy toppies. That's what we're gonna call them.
I was thinking somebody needs to make a top joke. Like, you get sloppy top, you get top from James Topp, but you don't want to be disrespectful. So I think you found the exact perfect medium that we need for old James Topp there.
Just a fresh sandwich, a sloppy toppy.
That's fucking epic.
Right? You'll get some public media buzz right there.
But anyways, when it comes to James Topp, I know that people like Anti-Hate, they want to smear him, but they know that if they write an article and if they go in on James Topp and the fact that he's just like letting anybody in the freedom community interview him, that it will backfire.
Well, they've got somebody riding across the country against hate. Have you seen this fella yet?
Yes, I have. In fact, somebody sent this to me and I laughed my fucking ass off.
He's the kick on a bick.
I don't know what that means, but
something
it's
like that.
Called Democracycle. Introducing Democracycle, everybody.
Did you have that loaded up?
Yes.
That's funny.
So they have a GoFundMe, and it's to counter hate. Mark's ride for antihate.ca. So far, it's raised.
Are the donators public?
Let's see. See all donations. So we have Kurt Phillips with $100 on the first day or so. We have some anonymous. We have the guy himself, Mark Swartz, donating $250. And then a bunch of, I have no idea who these people are.
You guys should all report this for fraud. And
right? So basically,
laundering.
this guy, Mark Swartz, a 61-year-old bass writer, is riding his bike, I guess, to Ottawa, starting from Halifax to Toronto from June 27th to August 20th to raise funds for the important work of the Canadian Anti-Hate Network. and I assume that they
What a
stole
fucking
the
idiot.
idea. I assume that they saw what was going on with James Top, and that Tony guy, the guy on Twitter, wants to make little snips at him, be like, "Oh, he sure interviews a lot of hate people, a lot of people on my list here." But he couldn't actually go in on James Top because the optics of it would be terrible, and then people who just naturally support James Top would be like, "Who are these people talking shit about James Top and saying that he hates people
Well,
because he's willing to talk to whoever on his
The pretext
tour?"
was already set for James Top. They came out with that article, the National Post, 2 weeks ago, talking about why so many ex-military are involved in freedom movements and right-wing movements and stuff. Ferry
Right.
even made a meme saying, people who signed up to defend their country continue to do so in retirement. So it pretty much summed it up. But they're trying to paint them, and they even added me into the article for some reason with a tweet that the Tony Mater made. An anonymous Twitter account is good enough for news now.
Right, anonymous Twitter account. Was it the January 6th thing?
It always is.
Oh man, that's crazy. So yeah, that is the legwork that they're doing to get that into place in case James Top
Right.
becomes more viral than they want than they want to happen. So
Yeah.
then they'll refer to that as like a source in their next article. And I think this is also the counter propaganda in that they will seek media attention for this. At the same time, the James Top thing, when he's
Yeah.
coming to Ottawa
Well,
on Canada Day, they're going to try
should
to
we go with
spam
the-
this.
Let's go with a show of hands. How many people think that there's no seat on the bike? And he's this is something, it's kind of dumb though. It's like, I bet you this guy rides anywhere and all the time. And it's like, hey, I'm going to ride from Halifax to Toronto. And like, you're retired, you have nothing to do, and this is what you do in your time off. You're just pretending like you're doing it for somebody else.
Well, think about
guess-
this. the amount of weight on a rucksack while actually marching across the other side of the country, and then this
Yeah.
guy's just
And
whizzing
he's
by
actually
on a
started
bike
this guy
with
started on
or
the other
without a
side.
seat has yet
The
to
long
be.
side of the country, the one that's further away, and this guy he's probably gonna have a van behind him with all his shit, and he's just riding along. Most of it's downhill.
And okay, so what is this thing's about? It's called Democracycle, which is hilarious because he's raising money for a group that wants to put people in jail for criticizing other groups that they're propping up. So I don't fucking know. Why don't I just start? I'm gonna start a GoFundMe where I'm gonna rollerblade across the world. The world, okay?
Okay,
And-
Greta.
And it's going to be to put Evan Baglord in jail. Is that cool, man? Like, I don't know. It's pretty much the same thing they're doing, but a bit more mask off. I don't know. I haven't figured out the exact.
You also want to start the anti-grooming league.
The AGL.
Yeah, the AGL.
Right.
And it's going to go after, people that we just deem as groomer sympathizers, pedo sympathizers. And put them
They're
on
not
our
gonna
own
like
index.
that.
Well, that's basically what they're doing with us, right? Like, the best way to look at it is that look at what Putin had to tell his people to go into Ukraine. What did he have to tell them?
I don't know what Putin said because the mainstream media does not cover it, and I haven't looked into it enough. I'm sure he said that we have to do an operation to save the people of Donbass, the ethnic Russians that are getting genocided by Ukrainian nationalists by like the tens of thousands. I know that, but
Part of it, but it's the majority is to denazify Ukraine.
right.
That's what a lot of people thought. Like my landlord's Russian, and that's what she says. Oh yeah, there's Nazis in Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
So if calling people Nazis is good enough propaganda to get people to go to war, what are they doing to us?
That's a really good point. Like, we already knew this intuitively, but when you put it that way, it really
He got
puts it
people
front
to
and
put
center.
guns up and fucking go invade another country. Like, what are you gearing up people to hate us for? If I said that right, I don't know. You seem to understand it. I just
Yes. No, you put it perfectly, to be honest. And it's just making me black-pilled right now. Like, they are using the ultimate curse word against us.
Yeah.
And we are doing nothing but looking up stuff online and not being bullied and pressured into thinking otherwise from what our own eyes and our own intellect is telling us. We're not hating anyone. We're not telling anybody that they need to die, that they need to be suppressed. In fact, we're saying, come debate us, come have open free speech. And this guy is writing against free speech. He's he
Actively, yeah.
Yeah. And to
Like,
put people in jail, essentially. I don't think he knows it, so I'm not going to make fun of Mark Swartz too much, other than we don't know the status of the seat on his bike. And to be honest, if he bikes all the way from Halifax to Toronto without a seat on his bike, that's pretty fucking impressive. And now maybe James Topp has a run for his money.
It depends on how well worn in his prison wallet already is, right?
True that. As a former convict, you know very well. Because you're the one who is making the prison wallets, of course. You don't
Making
have
the wallets? Yeah, I would go with
Sewing
saran
the
wrap and line them for the fellas.
Well, that got off the rails. Anyways. Sorry, Anti-8, you're going to have to clip around that. Yeah, we're the okay, what does this say? I haven't really read what they wrote here. How about this? This reminds me of, you know, that situation where the little kid is like, "Hey, mommy, I want to go see James Topp. Let's go see James Topp." And the mom is like, "Honey, we have James Topp at home." And then cut to James Topp at home. And
It's private dancer.
Yeah. It's just like,
Hi, D. Swartz, and I'm going to start writing on behalf of democracy very soon. Democracycle is the name of my solo bike ride. Hi, I'm Mark D. Swartz, and I'm going to start writing on behalf of democracy
Use
very
the
soon.
SWATs.
Democracycle is the name of my...
he's gonna start writing on behalf of democracy.
He's going to use the SWATs.
For a group that wants to put people in jail for the words
But it's in
that
the
they
name
say.
of democracy, don't you know?
solo
Democracy.
bike
You
ride
couldn't make this up.
from Halifax to Toronto, which is my hometown. You can see
And it's
it in
just
the back.
completely uncharismatic. Whatever, man. I don't fault him. It's whatever. He can.
It's not like you're just choosing anything like, hey, I'm gonna ride my bike to Mississauga for fucking. All right.
And then you
Turtle
have
Riders.
James Topp, the epic James
Crossed
Topp.
the prairies, walked around Lake Superior.
Started
Dude,
in
this is
February,
so
by the
fucking
way.
Epic.
Canadian
Like he
Shield.
fucking walked through
where we presently
the entire
are in Sault Ste.
fucking
Marie.
country.
We have
He's the
marched for
Forrest Gump of
105
Canada.
days. This march has served as a
Well, I don't think that they like that for. Oh, sorry. I was thinking Terry Fox.
No,
The Forrest Gump comparison is really good.
Right? Like
Except
it's
for
Lieu-
he's not
what's his-
retarded.
Warrant Officer Gump.
Warrant Officer Gump. I was thinking Terry Fox because I said something about like Terry Fox got all these accolades, and the guys at Veterans for Freedom kind of stopped me, and they're like, we shouldn't be comparing this to Terry Fox. They're two separate, very great individual things on their own. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Like, I know what I meant.
James Topp is better. Fuck Terry Fox.
I
Terry
know
Fo-
that Derek is
I got
a Terry
fucking
Fox
beef with Terry Fox. All right?
disrespecter.
I know everybody's holds him up as some sort of
Okay.
fucking hero, but he's the reason
Go
for
off.
the participation medal. All right.
Okay. Oh,
Right?
shit.
What if you're gonna idolize somebody? At least idolize somebody that finished what they set out to do. Now they feel they got to give a fucking trophy to everybody. They built a statue for a guy that got fucking Thunder Bay and died. Like Hope died in Thunder Bay.
I mean, you're not gonna get an edgier opinion than that. So, I personally laughed my balls off when I saw Derek troll I think it was Trudeau did a post about like Terry Fox Day, and then you just did a simple sentence like, I don't know why we're giving people participation trophies at this point. And then you had the top comment, and then just hundreds of comments under it hating on you. And then maybe out of like 200 comments, like maybe 3 or 4 of them were like, I like this guy. Nice. They got it, you know? And that's a perfect metaphor about the people who kind of get it when it comes to, you know, esoteric trolling and just having a it's
so unexpected.
Fourth dimensional view.
Anytime you see something about Terry Fox, it's always positive or sad, positive or like, you know what I mean? So when somebody comes in and chirps them, everybody loses their shit. It's so against the norm that like I love it.
Well,
I did another troll like that where people in Canada and North America in general were trying to write a petition about trying to stop the dog festival in China or the Philippines or something like that, where they roast like 1,000 dogs, and it's a huge festival, right? Something that everybody takes part in, and everybody like writing a fucking petition in a different country is going to work. Do you know what I mean? In a traditional festival in another country. But anyways, right at the top, I said, is this BYOD? Does anybody know where to get tickets, or is this a BYOD thing? And holy fuck, did I take the brunt of it? My phone lit up for like 4 hours.
What does BYOD mean? Sorry, I'm
bring your own dog.
Okay. I just figured out what you're talking about. Yeah, dude, you gotta see. Not all trolls are created equally. Now, I understand why you want to ban some trolls that are just malicious and annoying. But trolling is a fucking art. And I hate how people like Anti-Hate SPLC say, oh, we don't want to give free speech to trolls because it ruins free speech for other people or whatever. Well, first of all, the people you're talking about are saying anti-white hatred, racist things to white people. They're implying that white people don't have a right to self-determine. Meanwhile, they say that like black people or anybody else that's not white is under attack constantly by white people with false claims. It's just a false paradigm. So first off, you're a purveyor of anti-white hatred and racism by your own standards. You're a racist. So don't come at us with that. You deserve to get trolled. And that's why trolling is an art. Now, just being mean and disgusting and, you know, a troll like the person who attacked Karima, you know, I'm making jokes about manlets rise, manlet manifesto. All manlets get a free reign for violence because they're under 5'6" and they've been suppressed by society, which is that is the true suppressed people. Ugly people and manlets are shit on by society and they have nobody to stick up for them. And even the progressives, like Karima and everything she said about him, short, ha 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 ha. People in the comments making fun of him for being a manlet, whatever. That's fine, but
it goes this personally.
The manlets will rise, and we will take what is ours. We haven't figured it out yet, but you know, we'll take it when we see it. Okay. Where was I going with this?
That they do for midgets, where they break their legs and they heal them again, and they heal a couple inches taller.
You know what? I have more dignity than that. I have more dignity than that. Okay. Where was I going with that? Well, what was my original point before I got on the manlet and the leg breaking thing?
That manlets will rise. No, you're the trolling.
Oh yeah, trolling. Yeah. Trolling is an impeccable art that it's used to mock people. Trolling is satire. That's what supposedly Colbert does, but Colbert does it for the regime. So he's really just trolling for the regime, you know. Trolling is basically
I love that though. It's what a mind fuck, eh? You sit at home and watch TV. You're basically, at one point we were forced to watch things like Jon Stewart and The Daily Show and Colbert right after, and it was a good comedic go. But they were so funny that we thought that we were on their side. Like
Right.
we thought that they were on our side. Yet they're they're a Hollywood production or a New York production, whatever it is. And yet they were so good at their trolling that we thought that they were on our side.
Well, John Oliver is a perfect example. Because John Oliver hits all the comedic funny bones that you have in your body, right? And when you really analyze what he's saying, yes, he hits the nail and does amazing episodes when it comes to something like him tearing apart a multi-level marketing company. But that's easy because, yes, those are scams. Everybody knows it. It's also like the show. Have you ever heard of Penn and Teller's Bullshit?
Yeah, I watched that entire series.
So, yeah, that series was like a coming-of-age thing for me. But at the same time, you know what, what's his name? Penn? The big fat guy who claims to be the big, awesome skeptic who's on the side of science all the time?
He lost all his weight, actually.
Well, that good for him. But his daughter is now a man, transgender, and he is beating himself up because he just doesn't get it. He accidentally dead named her. He accidentally said the wrong pronoun, and he's beating himself up over it.
Yeah, you should. You should beat yourself up for it because you fucking chickens came home to roost.
Right? He was the enlightened atheist, but then he had no moral convictions. He didn't have an actual basis in science. He only went for the cheap skeptic science, you know?
He let his kid get grown up by an iPad like everybody else while he was off making movies, doing Hollywood and fancy pants and fucking lollipops, trying to get rich, didn't pay attention to his kid. Now it's a man.
Well, apparently his skepticism did not save him from that, and he's living a new life with that now.
With his son?
Or daughter, I'm not exactly sure the exact details, but such is the life of a skeptic, you know?
How long do you give Elliot Page before it offs itself?
I don't know. Apparently, Ellen Page. Well, apparently, when it was Ellen Page,
would it be bad taste to have
wearing
Deadpool?
a dress made it want it to kill itself? I'm just saying it right now because I don't know which one is the proper one. I think it's a he now. But
well, would it be in bad taste to have a Deadpool? I think by
would it be
40s,
in bad taste? I mean, yes, but
I think
can you do it? Technically, yes.
By the time she's 40, she starts to have like mental breakdown problems and wants her tits back or something.
But the thing is that they'll probably blame it on the transphobia. That's the thing. It'll always be the transphobia. It'll never be their own decisions. It'll always just be what some random Christians that they don't even want to associate with think about them.
It's because the patriarchy.
Right?
Yeah. It's always about the patriarchy.
And just to finish my point about these people who, you know, they fake troll, they have satire over things that we all know aren't real, like astrology or multi-level marketing schemes. They get authority based on, you know, using comedy to nail those things out the park and just destroy them, debunk them. But then they gatekeep and they hold on to the things that really do matter. And then they call anybody who's on the other side of it bigots, racists, conspiracy theorists. And that's when you get the real shit, right?
Well, how do you think if everybody, what would you think if everybody was authenticated on Twitter? And you had anything you had to say would be on your permanent record forever then, instead of being a troll.
That's bad for us because we'll get arrested for, I don't know, Bill C-36 hate speech. But anything you say criticizing anybody else will be considered
nobody
hate.
Gets banned.
Oh, that would be amazing then. If nobody got banned and nobody got arrested, then we would win in 2 seconds if everybody was using their own face. Because the transparency and the reality and truth of what we're saying would come to the forefront. But they need to use censorship, and they have these roundabout ways of saying that, oh, free speech means that mean people are going to be mean to minorities, and then it's going to push them out of the conversation, so it's not actual free speech because those minorities don't have free speech. That's literally their argument. And it's like, no. First off, nobody's pushing people of color out of the conversation. They're vilifying them for saying hateful anti-white racist shit. And then they use that, and like the random people that say like fuck you in their DMs as proof that they're getting harassed, and people are trying to kill them, apparently, even though they're calling us Nazis, and everybody wants to punch a Nazi. Everyone wants Nazis to be dead, to be extinct. So what do they think of us, right?
Well,
it's
people
admirable.
went to war to punch a Nazi.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what else you got going on?
So did you hear that they're gonna rename monkeypox?
Huh. What is it gonna be? The coolest monkey in the jungle now?
I was gonna ask you because they gave me no alternatives here. They haven't thought of anything. They just gave me this mumpy picture here. The WHO.
It's a brilliant article.
The WHO will rename monkeypox to remove stigma and racism.
That's awesome. Like, nobody even thought of it being racist until they put it out there. So
I didn't think of it being racist either. Like
that's what's funny, right? Like, they're planting the seed of racism, and they're trying to, you know what I mean? It's so passive aggressive. Oh, we're gonna change the name because it's racist. Who said that? Like,
I mean, I could laugh at a good black person monkey joke if it was said right. I don't want to hurt people's feelings and be.
It's a bit low.
I don't want to take. It's a bit lowbrow.
I love racist jokes. Don't get me wrong. It's just that one's a little.
It is. Yeah. If it were done in the right way, I might have a laugh. And it's nothing that I wouldn't show my black friend and be like, "Hey, look at this one," and he'd be like, "Oh shit." I'm not being hateful or spiteful or anything, and this is not a normal go-to that I would ever do. But the thing is, they're adding an extra layer of reality onto it, where now they're claiming that it's just racist in and of itself. Now, black people monkey connection is funny again. And it's not because of black people are like monkeys. We never said that. It's because you are making that connection and rehashing this old racism. Right? Like, and now it's funny. Now it's funny that you're doing this.
They're the ones that named the disease. Now they're telling you the name they used is racist. It's just...
Right. So the name change comes after 30 scientists.
What would you call it? Scroll back up to that fucking...
Well, there's nothing to
picture.
Scroll up to.
Picture.
That? Oh, yeah.
Well, I call it like advanced herpes, or maybe fucking... You know what? No. I've seen this before on those fucking swollen bellies at Christmas time, where they fucking play that song. So this is Christmas, and what have we done?
What?
Like, yeah. Do you remember that commercial?
No.
UNICEF. It's on every Christmas.
And it's about black people with flies on their face.
Africans with like flies on their swollen bellies and shit like that. They're standing there by like a dirty.
So
river.
What is your proposed name then?
I've just seen. I don't know what they call it. I call it the Christmas disease. If anything, it comes around once a year, but you got to donate to fucking UNICEF.
All right. Right? That's a pretty white privileged name to give them. I don't think that's exactly what they're looking for. I was thinking something more like itchy Nick syndrome.
Probably comes from fucking insect poop. It's cricket poop.
It's cricket.
Right? That's
dirty cricket bumps.
That's what they're. Yeah, Christmas pox, Christ pox. That's what I've seen. Like, you guys, please tell me, chat got to agree with me, right? With those fucking commercials you see once a year, where it's so this is
Christmas and a dust and a dusty lil.
Oh, the
he's looking real bumpy. Better give him $125 per month.
25 mil.
No, per day. That's $125 per month is not
The
very
price of a coffee is what they used to say.
Okay.
But a coffee is now fucking $2, depending on if you go to fucking Starbucks. Then you're looking at like $7 or $8. Now it's
Merry
like,
little
fuck,
Christmas. It's only
That'd be a
$7
funny-
or $8.
that'd be a funny sketch, eh? It's like somebody was paying $7 a month for an African's life, and then he saves that money and takes a flight to meet you. Like you've always had that picture. of
my
the
black
kid you
son, my
fucking-
black son.
He
Every
just
day's a
shows up at the
different
door. Thank you so much. I now have my education, and I came to live with you, my friend.
I mean, that would be pretty epic. I would love that. Have you ever seen? I sing this daily almost.
I don't know. If I was thinking about it now, like I probably would have paid that. If we all paid our share, $7 a day.
Oh man, now I
maybe they
can't
would've
even watch
stayed there,
TV.
like-
What the hell am I gonna do all
This might get blocked out, but I'll delete it off the replay of the stream if it does. So.
Oh man, now I can't even watch TV. What the hell am I gonna do all day? It's all right. It's okay. I don't need TV.
This is my monkeypox
I'll
son.
just make my own sitcom in my head, and I'll give it an upbeat 80s sitcom theme. This time around, I'm staying at home, and things are gonna get better. Settling in, loving my wife, but then I got
that letter.
My black
son.
My
My black son.
Now each day my heart is getting bigger. Don't even remember sleeping with that lady, but I did. My black son, he's coming to stay. My black son, he's making each day the best that he can. Also, he's a ninja.
Ninja. So that's my black son.
Is it? That's like Webster, right? Or do you remember that? There was Webster. There was a whole generation of like black comedian kids living with white families. Like,
was there?
Oh yeah, like you remember Webster?
Whenever I think about fucking a black chick or race mixing, I just think of that song. I go, my black son, my black son.
Wow.
Each day it's gonna be a little better. And I'm like, maybe it's not that bad to just like dilute my bloodline. I don't care. Like, my black son, my black son. And then he's teaching me how to use a gun, like use a gat to fend off the ops or whatever.
Check out the Facts of Life or Webster. And like it was a whole genre of 80s sitcoms where white parents would adopt these black kids and they would be in a sitcom together.
So my black son is a real thing.
What you talking about, Willis? Jimmy Bitway remembers.
Well, that was a black family though. What you talking about, Willis?
Was that? Which one was that? What? That was in the Facts of Life. What you talking about?
All in the Family was Archie
All in the
Bunker.
Family was fucking awesome. Archie Bunker, and it also had
my
what was
black
that?
son.
Who is the black guy that he always got in fights with? George Jefferson. And then they had George Jefferson's got their own show from that. Different Strokes. That's it. Yeah, Edgy, you got to be pulling these up, man. Pull up Different Strokes, Facts of Life.
Okay, well, I gotta take a piss, and we'll go for. Are you down for one last stretch of content for about like a half an hour?
Yeah, sure, but we got to get into this fucking 80s sitcoms with the fucking.
Okay, well, what are you looking for? Different Strokes theme song?
Yes, play that while you're gone.
Okay, I also just had a friend just send me. I could ride my democracycle with no handlebars. No handlebars. It was a shout out to a good song. I don't know how to incorporate that in, but shout out
Monty Python's I like to ride my bicycle.
I like to ride my bike. I like to ride it with no seat. I ride it how I like. For anti-hate.
We could get Slippin' to do a parody for that guy.
So Slippin' has to go ass first on a seatless bicycle? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, we'll fix it in post. He doesn't have to actually do it.
Okay, yeah.
Like, you know.
With the technology, with the new technology of movies, Slippin' Lizard did not even have to insert his ass upon the seatless bike. Wow. That's CGI for you, bro. All right, so this is Different Strokes.
What do you got the next one lined up?
Is this what you're looking for?
I don't know. What's that?
The world don't move.
Yeah.
Just one drum. What
All right, I'll be right back.
May not be right for some. A man is born, he's a man of means. Then along come two. They got nothing but the genes, but they got different strokes it takes. Different strokes it takes.
Gary
Different
Coleman.
strokes to move the world.
Not Gary Coleman. What's that guy say?
Everybody's got a special kind of story.
Hey, who's the fucking rich white guy there?
It don't matter that you got not a lot. So what? You'll have theirs and you'll have yours and I'll have mine. And
Jesus Christ, now that you look at the opening, it's kind of
strokes to move the world.
fucked up.
Yes, it does. It takes different strokes to move the world. Now the world don't move to the beat of just one drum.
Dude, what the fuck? Now that you look at it, eh? It's like, what was he doing to those kids? Look how close he is with them. Some rich guy just shows up in the hood, picks up a couple of black kids, and takes them home with him. That ain't their fucking dad. Get the fuck out of here. Hey, Doctor, that's fucked up.
Everybody finds a way to
It's fucking weird when you think about it. I told you there's an entire genre of this shit.
So what? They'll have theirs and you'll have yours and I'll have mine. And together we'll be fine. Cause it takes different strokes to move the world.
And then you look at Webster, same thing.
Different strokes to move the world.
And then I think,
What you talking about, Willis?
he's kind of the same thing.
My black
Okay.
son. My black son.
Okay, so that's one, and you kind of missed it there, Edgy. When you look at the opening, it's basically just a white guy showing up in the hood, picks up two black kids, takes them home, and they're cuddling on the couch together.
Where is
weird-
that?
I told you there's an entire genre of like white parents adopting black
This
kids.
guy?
Everybody
That's
finds a
the
way
guy.
to shine.
Yo, that's colonization. What the fuck? He's like in a
Weird.
wheelchair.
No, no.
Oh no, he's not. He's just squatting deep. He's got a deep squat. Sorry.
He was the first Angelina Jolie. He didn't go to
saving-
Africa. He didn't go to Africa to buy his black kids. He just found them in the hood. He's like, "Hey guys, I'm rich. Want to hop in the car?" Like,
Well, he saved him from his cracko. They cracko mama and shit.
maybe.
And
Now
Daddy
go
wasn't there.
to Webster.
That's insane. And Gary Coleman. Apparently, Gary Coleman was a prolific sex predator, or at least he was very insistent. That's what I've heard.
Well, it would have to be
Good on
to
him,
get
man.
that size,
Man,
right?
let's rise, right? Man,
All right,
let's
so
rise.
now go to a different one. Go to Webster, 80s sitcom. What's
So we
that
gotta
one?
watch. We gotta watch all the weird black 80s sitcoms now.
Well, just this genre.
Oh, hold on. I just got a message. I just want to say something. Greg Arcade has a new James Top song coming out tomorrow.
Oh,
I just want to
wicked.
announce that to everybody. That is incredible. I'm excited for it. I don't know if I was supposed to say that, but somebody tagged me saying that, and I got fucking hyped. So,
Right on.
yeah, I'm pumped for that. So,
also,
Greg
Al Stern
Arcade is a
donated $10 to you.
Oh,
Those
shit.
White Claws are running right through Edgy like a Japanese bullet train.
like a Japanese bullet train.
A short one.
Jeez, what the fuck does that mean, Derek? Do you want to fill me in?
He said he's calling your dick small.
Like a Japanese bullet train?
Yeah, man. The White Claws are going right through you faster than a Japanese bullet train.
But how's my dick small because of that?
I
That's just what you added in. Thank you, Al Stern. Yes, those White Claws are running through me. This is my fourth and final. I got up at like 5 a.m. today, so I need some energy to get through this, and it's doing me
alcohol
well.
is this energy.
Yeah, it is.
Anyways, get to Webster, 80s sitcom.
When I thought of different strokes, I think of like different ways. You know, some people like to do like the quick
You're
short
thinking
jerk.
of the reverse.
Some people like to do like the long.
You like the backhand, right? That leaves your thumb to fucking.
I haven't even thought of that, but this guy. Holy
What?
shit!
Oh, buddy, you're opening up your world.
Dude, you're just fucking blowing my mind right now. Like, I'm not even gonna show you the hammer skin twist. Well, you're the hammer
twist. We used to call that an Indian rug burn.
Man, yeah, I keep it ethno-nationalist. I only like to do the white is right, and it's just like a slow like.
So you just stick with anal until you're married?
No, that's Catholic schoolgirl.
Oh, well, whichever. All right, get on to Webster 80 sitcom.
Okay. Yes, sir.
We got to get through this. It'll be a quick segment. Okay, again, white family, black kid.
Theme song.
Yeah, that's usually the intro, right?
Whoa, this is getting more fucked up each time I type it.
So the first one, this white folks went out to the hood, bought a couple of black kids, fucking brought them back.
Webster? Is that the
It's
guy who
tiny.
created the dictionary?
Yeah.
Webster's? Okay,
that's
that
it.
makes sense. I know that black people created everything and white people appropriated
Yeah.
it. So,
Well, it was his dad.
In my time just holding the line, never getting caught up. Love was never brought up. It's
and then they magically had that black baby, right?
No, I don't think they could have kids, so they adopted.
What are you talking about? That happened to my mom.
you made me leap without taking a look.
Wouldn't that be funny?
Then came you.
Wouldn't that be
He's
funny
like, I'm
though?
daddy now. Yes.
I remember he used to call them by their first names in the show, but wouldn't that be funny if they thought if the backstory was actually she got banged by a black guy and he just deals with it and they're happily married?
yeah, that's like the actual plot line behind the story, but they never talk about it. It's like
I
what
think
the-
I think they just adopted. But anyways, all right. So you see this one. Now go to different strokes.
Was that Bill Cosby as a kid?
Or sorry, no, yeah, it might be.
I'm getting
might
my
be,
shows
might be
like,
one of his
mixed
rape
up.
babies.
Jesus. Oh, maybe like in this world,
He was in
probably.
the Hollywood for a long time. But now try the facts of life.
Facts of okay. Now I was about to be like, okay, Derek, you're cut off. No more '80s Black Sun TV shows. But facts of life, I've not heard of that. It's just the fact of life. Your new
You take
Black
the good,
Sun.
you take
It's a
the
fact
bad.
of life.
You take the good, you take the bad.
Do you
Something
know?
or
Okay,
other,
first
facts
you
of
got to
life.
see Smart Guy. Smart
Smart
Guy. Do do do. This is my black show.
Cosby's rape baby. Webster.
This is the actual Webster who created the dictionary, the real Emmanuel Webster. Well, sorry, you're not seeing this, are you? I just changed the stream that I was looking at to that. Here. I was looking at- This is my black show that I watched. This is my Whoa.
I remember this show.
It's a smart guy. Do 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 do. Smart guy, right? Except for it's completely void of reality. The kid's not going to be smart. He's not raised by a white family like in the facts of life, right?
Facts of life. Let's watch that.
Is this literally like that?
There's a place you gotta go for learning all you ought to know about the facts of life. The facts of life.
When your books are what you're there about, but looks are what
What is it, Tootie?
Tootie.
Okay, that's a bit of a stretch. If it's like the 8th character, like the 8th child that they adopted, that's not really what we're looking for. We're looking for fucking My Black Son type shit here.
All right. I got to rely on the chat for this one. I can't come up. I came up with 3. That was pretty good.
That was pretty good. Okay. Well, you're cut off, okay? We were talking about how racist it is. No, we're not talking about Tootie.
Fucking Tootie.
That is way too obscure, okay? So, we had monkeypox. We can't say monkeypox because it's racist. How is it racist? What? Sorry, what?
Tootie pox. That's what we're calling it from now on. It's Tootie pox. It sounds like a fucking cereal.
It does, and it's like could be racist, but it's too obscure that it's not even racist anymore. So you failed on that front, Derek.
They should have.
Just give up. Give up.
They should run a poll, honestly, to say like they want to rename it and see what people just name it. You don't think?
They should. They should. That would be fucking epic.
Coldy McCold or something like that.
Monkey sores? No, because monkey is the thing that they don't like. Because no, first off, they don't like that they're showing black people from Africa with monkeypox, even though it's like 99% them who have monkeypox. Nobody gets monkeypox unless you came from Nigeria, right? Like you went to a trip and you probably fucked like a black guy there, to be honest, and that's how you got monkeypox.
Well, goodness, Edgy.
I don't want to put those accusations upon you. I know you told me about your recent positive diagnosis. Like I said, you could get it from really close contact over a period of time, and
I would leave the country, and my immune system is fine. I didn't go get no fucking vaccine to compromise my immune system to make me susceptible to Tootie pox.
Tootie pox.
Part of a balanced breakfast.
I guess you're just gonna run with it, and there's nothing that could stop you from calling it Tootie pox. So
that's
Tootie pox it is.
Now. Staple.
Tutti Fruity pox. I like it.
Add it to a t-shirt. Put it on the website. Tootie pox.
Dave,
well, it's better than Cosby's rape baby pox, because I don't know if we want.
You know, you're just coming up with better names each time you open your mouth. So just keep going, kid. You're killing it, man. Holy shit. Tutti Fruity pox. How about that? That's a happy medium. Anyways, there is a phenomenon of you can't say the word monkey anymore, even though supposedly we evolved from monkeys, right? So, like that, they're our closest human ancestors. But we can't reference them at all in culture without black people going insane. And if you know anything about the world of NFTs, non-fungible tokens, the new Bitcoin, the new currency that's going around that nobody quite understands, that Bored Ape has about a net worth of about $5 million, it seems now. So if you typed in Bored Ape NFT net worth. Just to prove what I'm saying.
All right.
You'll get this. Sales are at over 1 billion, and it's probably more. And what is it really? It's just a bunch of monkeys with, like, they've created a whole kind of world around it, a virtual world around these different customizable monkeys. Some of them are more rare than others. And all these celebrities are on board with Bored Ape. Only because people pressured them into buying them and being a part of this. So, here is a QAnon leftist type conspiracy about how Bored Ape is really just a thing to get one over on black people and troll the entire world with $1 billion most popular NFT that is just a troll and it's fucking with people. And I think they might actually be right. as crazy as it sounds. So the Bored Ape Yacht Club is a series of 10,000 anthropomorphized ape cartoons sold as NFTs. Since the project's launched in April 2021, the value has amassed to over $5 billion USD and spawned many similar projects. The apes have various clothing and other traits.
All right, what are the clothings?
You'll see in a second. So most traits are racially oriented or involved in some type of military history. The act of disparaging someone by comparing them to an ape or monkey goes back hundreds of years. There is a word for it. Simianization. So add simianization. If you want to be a true anti-racist, you have to add simianization to your vocabulary.
You're cinnamonified phobe?
You're cinnamonified. If you like monkeys, ooh, you better watch your back. You're on the chopping block. So Bored Ape Yacht Club, their logo you could see here on you guys could all see this shit. Yeah. So on the left, that's the Bored Ape Yacht Club. This is $1 billion NFT token that you could buy into. Now they show on the right, it's similar to the Adam Waffen logo, which is the new neo-Nazi accelerationism group that they're trying to tie Diagolon to. Which
is ridiculous. I think they actually took down
absolutely insane.
Some Adam Waffen thing in Quebec. Like they actually raided these people. Like
right.
So
but either way,
leave your doors unlocked, everybody.
Yeah, and even with that, it's just like, okay, so who got charged and for what? Right? Like, can we know what they got charged for? Like, what kind of threat is this? It's not really a threat, I don't think. I think it's a bunch of people talking shit online. And yeah, their ideology is kind of abhorrent. So maybe you should be looking after them and not us. Not harassing us and not trying to criminalize speech. But who am I to say? I'm on the receiving end of this, and they're going to shut me up and you up and Rage up and whoever else up eventually. But yeah, this is the kind of schizo stuff they have, and then they have all these other connections here, including one of the creators' names is Gargamel. And what is Gargamel? Gargamel looks like a greasy Jew from the Smurfs. Like, he looks like a typical Jew. He wants to turn the Smurfs into money.
That wasn't the actual original story, but I don't want to get too deep into it.
Okay, well, there's other little things like the Emperor Tomato Ketchup is another name of one of the developers who designed them, and that's the name of a film.
It's funny
where it was banned in many countries, including the U.S., where a boy in a fascist uniform was raping an adult bride. So, I don't know, that sounds pretty epic. And look at this. Gordon Goner is one of the guys who made it, or the main guy who made it. Drongo Negro. Apparently that's a racial slur. So, another guy is Sass.
Find it in anything, eh?
Yeah, so this is like QAnon of the left, man. This is insane. But you have to see that this is getting a lot of views. It's getting a lot of traction. It really is.
So show me what the pictures are.
Well, these are the pictures, essentially. But
so you got a Japanese one. It looks like a World War II guy.
You got to watch this guy's documentary. It's the most insane thing I've ever seen. So
why don't you just show me the apes?
Well, it'll show you what they are when I'm showing you this. So 500,000 views in 2 days. Most people like it because it's fucking more interesting than the average thing they show on YouTube. So check out his analysis. This is fucking out of its mind. And to be honest, these guys who made the biggest NFT of the world might actually be 4chan alt-right savvy trolls that are trolling the world. So this guy's going insane, being schizo about it, but he might actually be onto something, which is even funnier. And we'll look at what he says, and then we'll look at the evidence and see, do we have like crypto bro developers who created the biggest NFT in the world that are trolling them, and that maybe they'll give that money to good causes to stop the white genocide that's going on. Will they potentially do that if that is indeed what they're doing? But this is just making the left look so schizo. It's so funny. So watch this.
If I told you that one of the most successful NFT collections in the world was pulling off the biggest troll in internet history? No, not convincing people that this ugly shit is art or that it has any value. What if I told you that hidden within Bored Ape Yacht Club was a series of 4chan trolling, racist imagery, and white supremacy dog whistles? And with a deep understanding of cipher and cryptography, the founders of Bored Ape Yacht Club are making a mockery of the entire world, pulling the strings of the global elite, including celebrities, athletes, actors, and influencers. This story is extremely complicated for many reasons.
I love how he thinks that Nazis run the world. Like that's like kind of the takeaway that he has. So here's another timestamp, 5:55. What is this? So this is a bunch of black people, because they're selling these NFTs to all the main influencers, Justin Bieber, Paris Hilton, all these people.
Yeah.
Eminem changed his profile picture on Twitter, probably Facebook and otherwise, to this monkey version of him. This is fucking hilarious. So this is a bunch of woke blacks catching on to the racist grift.
I don't know if that monkey thing is like, because what's the biggest NFT? The ape.
Don't
Don't you think that's a little condescending to our culture in a little bit?
We just talking about that.
I feel like, is that a way a nerd is trying to get cute and laugh at us?
Maybe. I'm a little bit of a nerd with my calculator, but I think I calculated you into getting fucking trolled.
We just talking about that.
Because either way, you should tread lightly with monkey as it relates to our culture, because it's a trigger for us. And they keep doing it. So first I wasn't like, and then I was like, why is everything a gorilla or a ape or a monkey? Why ain't it a penguin or like a panda bear?
Because the thing is literally called Bored Ape, not Bored Penguin or whatever the fuck.
Why is it something that's been used to, disrespect us for years? So I don't know,
Yeah.
And when language is difficult for a creative, that leaves a lot of room for exploitation.
Well, language is difficult for you.
So that means a lot of people that can understand may take advantage of those creators that don't want to understand.
You guys realize for the
Right. So now you have the schizo portion. You gotta check this shit out. This documentary gets fucking lit, man. So I'm just gonna put it on double speed because it makes it even funnier.
All the slurs. I also understand the euphemisms, like 1488.
Here is where it gets really dark. What do you see on this ape? No, not the bloodshot eyes. This ape is wearing a prison outfit with the numbers 019807. If we take out the zeros, a practice in cryptography called null padding, we are left with 1987, which we can deduce is a year. You see, 1987 is a reference to the year that Rudolf Hess, a Nazi hero, died in the Spandau prison in West Berlin as a result of his conviction during the Nuremberg trials. It was
Okay, a bit slower.
destroyed the same year to prevent it from becoming a neo-Nazi shrine. Not everyone who has a Bored Ape is aware of the inherent racism. Let me point your attention to the sales activity tab. If someone is selling an ape, they set the price. Interestingly enough, there is a pattern of selling apes for variations of 88 Ethereum, ending prices in 0.88 or 0.14. This is a cut and dry example of esoteric racism. Ape 6969 features the same prison jumpsuit and a Prussian helmet with a shit-eating grin. This is a troll hidden in plain sight designed to mock everyone who looks at it. The odds of Ape 6969, which is a troll in itself, having both the prison jumpsuit and a Prussian helmet is statistically near impossible. Apes in the Bored Ape Yacht Club project are adorned with various characteristics. This can include clothing, accessories, eyes, faces. Anything you see on these apes can be randomly generated to produce the final product that we see as an ape. By design, some of these characteristics are more rare than others, which means more desirable, which results in a higher price. Some of these characteristics are harmless, but there is a definite through line with one characteristic in particular: headwear. The Prussian helmet is known as a Pickelob, which is a reference to the German Empire from 1871 to 1919. The Vietnam-era helmet features an Ace of Spades card attached to the helmet, which was a custom American soldier started in World War II, but continued in Vietnam. In Vietnam, however, American soldiers would leave an Ace of Spades on dead Vietnamese soldiers. The card in the Bored Ape helmet has a letter J on it, which would indicate a Jack of Spades, not an ace. The founders of this project are not sloppy writers and wouldn't get history wrong if it meant they could include yet another racist reference. Maybe this explains it. Based on a 1938 decree in Nazi Germany, every Jew in Germany had to carry an identification card marked with J for Jewish at all times. The sushi chef headband is a Japanese headband known as a hachimaki. Hachimaki can have different Japanese characters.
Do you get what I'm getting at here?
Yeah.
This is some pure fucking leftist QAnon shit. And to be honest, from what I've seen with the other evidence of this documentary is that the creators of this NFT are very smart and they're very historically read. So some of this might be true, to be honest. Other parts of it are just him fucking skitzing out. Like, oh, 019, and we take out the zeros and it's 1987, the year Rudolf Hess died.
Maybe he's
what?
Maybe the reason he knows all this is because he's one of the guys doing it. That's why he can recognize it.
He's still alive?
He's
In
pulling
Argentina?
He's pulling a Richard Warman. He's the guy. This guy is making videos about this, and he's also the one posting this stuff. He probably owns an NFT.
Oh, so somebody within this NFT Bored Ape creation committee is giving this schizo leftist YouTuber all this information so he could prop it up? Because now I'm interested in Bored Ape. I want to invest.
Maybe
if they're trolling the entire world.
Maybe he's trolling as being a schizo leftist. How else does he know all of it?
Well, apparently there's one guy who's like in the crypto community, and he made that website that I showed you earlier, and he made it with the developer's name in order to get the best search engine optimization, in order to make sure that his website got shown when you typed in the guy who made its name. Because if you type in Bored Ape, you're not going to get this, right? So he's trying to prove that it's racist. He's on on a mission to prove that it's secretly esoterically racist, which is hilarious. But this is where they start talking tough. Like they're gonna burn it down. So check out what they think they're gonna do to own the alt-right here, I guess.
What do you see on this ape? No, not the bloodshot eyes. This ape is wearing a prison outfit.
Okay, no, not that one. Right here.
The Confederate leader, Stonewall Jackson. And plot 1 is owned by Tomato Ketchup. Along the way, Ryder Rips was able to open the eyes of thousands
Some more
of people by organizing
schizo
the
shit.
information and explaining the full context to the best of his ability. Knowing all too well that the barrier to entry of this information is diving down the deep rabbit holes of white supremacy, the alt-right, and 4chan. But now, one thing's for certain. He was correct in telling me that Bored Ape Yacht Club is the biggest troll in internet history. Now that you know everything there is to know about Bored Ape Yacht Club's cute little social experiment, what can we do about this? Well, as it stands right now, the founders of Bored Ape Yacht Club operate relatively unchecked. That's because there's no real pressure. Their tactic of using plausible deniability and dumb excuses to deflect from the truth is about to change. Nicole Munez, I really hope you had no idea this was going on.
So she's like one of the spokesmen
and if you
or
didn't,
something.
that means your business partners strung you along because they think of you as a normie. It's unfortunate if you...
I mean, she's great. She's got eyes popping out the top of her head. I like her. She seems like a feisty little girl. I'll have her defend the white race for me. Nice.
Got roped into this. Guy Osari.
So they got like the most Jewish guy too, this is the guy who's shilling the NFT to all the celebrities. And he's just having none of this. He's like, fuck off with all these accusations. So, base Jew on her side, I guess. I don't know.
We will not be silenced.
We will not be silenced.
I'm gonna say. Jordan.
Apparently, he's making threats like he's part of the Jewish mafia that's going to silence them. So, that's fucking epic if he is. And then these are the evil Nazis that are behind it all. I'm pretty sure that some of these guys aren't even like, I guess they're all white, but whatever.
They look like horrible people.
Darga, Tomato, and Sass.
I also think these guys are pussies. Like, I think they're feckless for doing this. It's like, they are, bro. It's like, go fucking do, like, why are you making this girl you went to high school with speak for you on tape?
I want every celebrity, actor, athlete, and influencer to burn their fucking ape. I want to make such a fucking shitstorm that everyone from Steph Curry to Post Malone to Jimmy Fallon is forced to act. You see, this little price tag is contingent on you, the market, the people. But in their minds, it's the normies, the sheep that made them rich. So I ask you, are you a fucking sheep? I want each and every one of you to tweet #burn BAYC on Twitter.
So, black people are like monkeys, like the NFT Bored Ape. Black people are like monkeys, right? And now they want to burn all the black people and they want to sink the They want to sink this yacht. They want to sink the boat of black people. This is friendly fire, bro. This is friendly fire.
It's like 2D pox.
It's like 2D
Let's
pox.
play their game. Burn means to destroy, but it's also something you can do with your NFT if you hold one. Not only will we sink...
If you hold an NFT, are you even a human being, or are you just a piece of fucking shit? What the fuck? Maybe I don't understand what's going on with that, but NFT... Like, I understand if you buy Bitcoin, right? And you want to buy into, like, cryptocurrencies because... You know, you want to preserve your wealth against this failing economy, this failing currency that we have that's probably going to crash sometime soon. But the NFTs, it's like fake art world mixed with fake finance world.
It doesn't help anybody, does it? Like,
right. Because when you think about modern art and people who are selling modern art, like Hunter Biden sold one of his paintings for $750,000.
Yeah.
Anything that Hunter Biden makes with his bare hands is not worth that. It is purely just a money laundering scheme.
Well, I heard that
such as NFTs.
Evan Solomon from CTV is also an art dealer.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see what his art looks like and how much it was sold for.
It's one of the most. It's untaxable, I think.
Oh, that's quite brilliant.
Yeah.
So
people are now artists or art dealers.
I guess the thing is we couldn't get in on that because we're a bunch of fucking bigots, and
You're an artist.
What? I'm an artist, yeah. So I think the thing is that if you want to be an artist like Hunter Biden or like these Bored Ape people or any of the NFT people, most of them, I think there could be some art that is valuable, but it has to be culturally relevant in some way beyond a pump and dump, beyond what is going on here. And I don't know how you would create that value beyond what the hype is, right?
Yeah, I've never understood how any of that stuff worked. That's why I stayed away from Bitcoin as well, right?
Well, Bitcoin, it goes up and you make money, dude.
If to those of those people that fucking cashed in, good on you. But you know, those of you that lost your shirt, it's a fucking risky run, all right? Like, I heard a lot of people lost a lot of money there.
Trish just saying, did Hunter Biden make art with his hands or his dick? When he was high, he probably thought it was a paintbrush.
A child's foot, probably.
True. Well, Marina Abramovich, the spirit cooker, you know, she smears blood on the walls and says it's kids' blood, or it's and like cuts people and takes their blood and puts it in it, and then that's art for the elite. They think, I bet a good portion of the elite think that that's edgy, so it's like edgy elitist art that the peons don't understand, and then a good chunk of them too, like the Podesta types, think of it as actual like blood ritual magic, where it like enables them to be more evil and probably have sex with kids.
Well, on that note,
the perfect note to go off on. Okay. Let me see if I have anything else to go off of before you go. I think I've been going on for 2 hours. I think this is a good stream. Bored Ape, the racist NFT. I just want to ask you about this before you go. Do you think it would be epic if these guys were actually based in Red Pilled, and then they use some of these billions of dollars, if they actually make that money to go towards these causes? Do you think that's possible? Because some of the evidence they're showing, these guys know their history. Like, and part of the Bored Ape Yacht Club is that you get involved in all these different puzzles that involve extreme cryptography.
well, I'm sure they would do something. I mean, if they're that dedicated to what they're doing, by using that money for other.
I just really hope it wasn't
side
just for the
projects.
memes, the trolls, and they actually care about the proliferation of humanity into the next century. And if white people go extinct, that's not going to be good. Like, things are going to get worse for everybody in the long run.
Yep.
So, I'm really hoping that these guys are benevolent, because we're always hoping for an ex-billionaire that's going to help fund not like the opposite of our destruction, because that's the most we could hope for is the opposite of our destruction at this point. So,
yeah, how else do you put it? I mean,
well, maybe crickets actually do taste good if you put enough chocolate around them. In the protein bar, like, that's a lot of protein. I guess if I like ate enough,
if you mash them all
cottage
into a
cheese
sauce or like a hummus or a pate.
Pate. Now you're
cricket
talking my
pate.
language. I love a cricket pate. Yes, a cricket meat paste. Oh, yummy, yummy, yummy. Okay, now we're talking my language. Fuck yeah. All right. Well, let's check out the chat for a second, and then we'll let you all go. It's good to see everybody in the chat. Slippin' Lizard. Rants knows about the Smurfs. Pretty funny stuff. yeah. Gargamel. Yes, we understand those dog whistles that you're putting out, Smurfs. Aren't we all just the blue people?
Well, the Gargamel was actually Catholic, and he was from the 14th century Renaissance.
Really?
Yeah, and he had a counterpart with him, the original story of the Smurfs, and it was him and his partner that would go house to house expelling people from France, and they had a cat that followed him that they would call the Angel of Death, Azrael.
Are you serious? This seems like it's so full of symbolism. I was just thinking it's the Smurfs, it's these little blue niggas, and they run around.
Well, it morphed over time, right?
Holy
It morphed over
shit.
time, and then they started to call it anti-Semitic. If you look at all of the Smurfs, it was basically a cohesive boys club.
Do they really call it the Smurfs anti-Semitic early on?
Well,
You're
look
just
at it.
making
Each one of the Smurfs kind of represents different sin, right? And each one of those sins gets.
Isn't that the dwarfs? I think you're getting the seven dwarfs.
No,
and
no,
the
you can
Smurfs.
look at the same thing with the Smurfs as well.
Okay.
Right. So it's funny when
Sleepy, dopey.
Gargamel actually made Smurfette and sent her down to the village, and when he made her, she had a huge nose and dark hair, and she had flat-footed. And then she went down to the village. Papa Smurf got a hold of her. He said, "Boys, I'll take care of this first." So he brought her into his cabin, made her a woman, brought her back out. She had blonde hair and heels and all this stuff.
This seems like very morbid.
Yeah. If you look into it, it gets fucked up. And there was also Brainiac that they also compared to Lenin, who got kicked out of all these countries.
Lenin, Lenin.
Yeah.
Jeez, man.
Yeah, we should do a Smurf stream sometime.
Kids cartoons used to be fucking lit, bro.
Yeah, when there were Hanna-Barbera cartoons, that was the more Christian cartoons.
Right. Yeah. Well, Tom and Jerry
they started morphing them over time.
Tom and Jerry used to be like violent cat and mouse shit against each other. I don't know about the weird gay lovers or the Jew Gargamel or the Christian the Catholic to Jew Gargamel. This is crazy.
Yeah, it's weird, right? Like, and
Ferryman's
Gargamel had a partner.
Ferryman's Toll needs to make an NFT, and we could have a reasonable price on it. It doesn't have to be like $1 billion, but we could make it a reasonable price, and we could have like Ferryman memes. Like, you have the right to this meme, and that will be clout in the community, right?
Hey, give it a shot. It'll probably collapse like everything else, but
no, yeah, this is good. It could maybe have like a overall $10,000 value or whatever, and then we could just shill it within our community, And we can't grift off of people. We can't grift. No grifting. No grifting. But I think if we have Ferryman Toll's memes in an NFT and we get like maybe some kind of 3D designer, Dagcoin, Night's Watchman is on it. Night's Watchman is fucking rubbing his hands together. Shane Marshall in the chat. Shane Marshall is like, how can I incorporate this? Fuck off, Shane. If you could bring value and money to it, you can incorporate it. But until then, there's no incorporation.
We're going to make $2. Or we already have $2. It's a 10.
Tootie! No, see, you're bringing it back in Tootie. That's way too That's way too obscure. At least like Webster.
I just love that name. It's fantastic.
It is.
We got to bring Tootie back. I want a Tootie t-shirt. But
that's up to you.
Get
all
going,
right,
dude.
Have a good one, man. Good to see you all in the Entropy chat. Thank you all for coming. Trish, Jordan, Matt, Slippin' Lizard. Good to see you, buddy. Al Cern is saying, Edgy D is my albino spirit monkey. That is probably the nicest thing anybody has ever said about me. And nobody's really ever said anything good about me, so it didn't take much. Okay, so I'm gonna leave you out on a song that is very nostalgic for me, and it has to do with Derek Rance's Smurf fetish that he has.
Smurf fetish.
Yes. All right.
Smurf you later, guys.
I'm sorry this ain't Tutti Frutti or whatever you're talking about, but this will have to do, okay? All right. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for coming. You can still go into Entropy and donate me money, and I might read it on the next stream. But the main thing is giving me money, because it would be so funny if you just
shameless.
It would be so funny if you just gave me money. All right.
Hilarious.
Have a good night. Yeah, it'd be so funny. All right, have a good night, everybody.
Bored Ape Yacht Club because of their disgust.
No, not this. All right, good night. An E-Bombs World Classic. Only late millennials to Zoomers will get this.
Yeah.
That's it? Yeah, that's the melody of Funky Town. Won't you take me down to Funky Town? Oh man, I'm so high right now. I have no idea what's going on.